Greetings, welcome, salutations to Dungeons. And like I said before, maybe one dragon interest fall many sessions away. But if you like dungeons, tight, we got some of those.
There were 2 missing cards from the deck.
Mm-hmm. It was the
again?
Fool and the Jester, I believe.
Fool and the Hermit.
Fool and the Hermit, sorry. Fool and the Hermit.
Well, I'm broke again.
Same.
I am not broken. I would like to go find what I was looking for, which was possibly a magic sword or something. So that is where I want to go. And I know there are other magic stores, and so maybe I will go to those. If you'd like to join, you can. If not, that is all right.
You have to be a little bit more than just not broke to get a magic sword. Unless you plan on stealing.
Well, I will. We will figure it out.
We could steal one. Maybe.
No, I'm not trying to get kicked out of the town. But as long as I'd like to see, we will be able to. It will be good.
How much was that scimitar?
It was incredibly expensive. I don't quite remember.
I believe it was a few hundred at least. I do not have that. And it doesn't have to be magic. I would just like to go see what my options are.
I can go with you.
All right. Thank you.
I have a magic sword.
Yes.
If there's a reason why you have something better, I don't necessarily need the sword.
All right. Well, I would say that I'm very excited about that. When you showed that sword, I was very interested in it, but it is yours. You found it. But I would like to find you a replacement, because I would like that sword at some point.
If you find one that's appealing, then sure. It doesn't have to be of equal value. It's just something I can use. I mean, I'd probably get it back in like 3 months anyway, right?
That is... Alright, so... And then I just start walking away.
Oh, is that too soon? Is it too soon?
I do think it's...
I feel like further away from the actual moment is better than doing it like 2 months from now.
That's also true.
It was a gamble. Definitely was a gamble.
I would say that's probably the one time.
The one. I got a good bit of mileage out of it, so it's fine.
So I just start going to, if there was another place that maybe I had heard of. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Vivian, where are you?
No tabs paid.
Water spout was a bust.
Where's the blacksmith near? Are there any points that we've been near in the city that I can reference him to? Is there a street name? Make one up.
It was Northwest Dospin Street.
Dospin? We are at the blacksmith on Northwest Dospin Street. We should be home back to the inn relatively soon if you want to meet us there. Or if you want to join us here, I suppose.
I'll come join you. I'll find it. No worries.
Okay, so what are you 3 doing then?
So we're going to wait here?
Do we want to ask the artificers about the weird things you have?
Yes, I know what one of them is. There's another that it's just, it just looks like green blood, so I think I'd rather try and identify what it is before going in.
I would also like to identify what this smoke is, if you can do that. Is that a thing you can do?
Yes, that would be something I can do. At the very least, I'd like to have everything well identified, just so if it can either help their enchantment or if it's a good bargaining material.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah. Fine. Of course, if you don't want to use it, then you don't have to.
I'm happy to use it.
Just
I
use
don't
a blade.
really know what it would be for, and even if it's for an alchemical purpose, enchanting a blade is more useful in this moment. So, Yclad is also coming. Apparently the water's pout was not as fun as he had hoped it would be. I told him we were going to be here, so.
I wasn't there. That's why.
Then we shall wait here then.
I suppose we can always go. We can identify everything and then go and see what we can get tomorrow.
All right.
It's tomorrow business.
Considering that the sword won't even be completed, so.
Yes.
Also, I'm very tired. I don't know about you two.
I'm exhausted.
I feel fine.
All right.
That's good for you. It's good to have one of us with our wits about us.
You're going to identify, you say?
Yes, it would take me about 10 minutes, so I suppose we can do that until Yclad gets here.
All right.
I'll just start
Yeah,
ritual
you-
casting.
If you want to like just sit on the sidewalk area, very slight raised, people walking all around you as Vivian just sort of gets out her wand, draws a circle around the bottle that's in between it, pulls out her spellbook, and begins to enchant some things for about 10 minutes. It is indeed magical, and it is the ever-smoking bottle. Smoke leaks from the lead stopper as it sort of trickles out. You can use an action to remove the stopper, causing a cloud of thick smoke to pour out in a 60-foot radius from the bottle. The cloud's area is heavily obscured, and each minute the bottle remains open, and within the cloud, the radius is increased by 10 feet until it reaches a maximum radius of 120 feet. The cloud persists as long as the bottle is open, and closing the bottle requires you to speak its command word as an action. Once the bottle is closed, the cloud disperses after 10 minutes. A moderate wind can also disperse the smoke after 1 minute, and a strong wind can do so after 6 seconds.
That'd be a fun enchantment. I'll relay that information.
But that's an item of itself. The bottle itself.
I know,
looks
but
to
wouldn't it be
identified.
fun to have a sword?
That made smoke.
Smoke effect sword.
When they just be like,
Fog
he's blind,
machine-
and then just be like,
fog
I
machine
don't know how to
sword.
fight in this darkness, but I can do it.
All right. So,
I suppose that's good for escaping.
but it's a one-time use because I do not know the
Oh, it's a one-time
word.
use?
Well, I do not know the word.
I suppose you would just attune to it and give it a command word.
There's no attunement.
Oh, well.
He doesn't know the command word.
It's probably like clothes.
I do not know.
That's funny.
But I will
Oh,
use it
lost
once.
items shops.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you.
In order to identify this other material, I don't think it's necessarily magical inherently, so I would have to get my alchemist's kit out, and that just seems like a lot to do on the sidewalk.
Then we will wait until tonight.
Do you want me to try and see if that horn is magical?
Sure. If you're willing.
Oh, my cards.
Yes.
It's not a horn.
It's a
Claw.
claw. Sorry.
You can do the cards first.
Okay.
But don't fold them.
So it's the same.
God,
the
I
same,
would not
the same
never
ritual.
dream of it.
It is not magical. They are not magical. They are old tarot cards from a time lost.
They just seem to be old tarot cards.
That's actually a relief.
I suppose 2 would just be too many.
Yeah.
Claw is not magical either.
Thank you.
Does it look like it's like a thing that someone made, or like something's actual claw?
It looks like something's actual claw.
Any idea what?
If you want to make a nature check, you certainly could try. Sure.
We're not smart. And we're not good at rolling.
Roll higher die. Oh, that's a 2.
I rolled a 3 though, so I get something.
Nope.
So I get something.
No.
5.
Neither of you know what this could have been.
Well. All right.
You can use that as a sword.
I was thinking. So it's like a claw, like just
It's about this big.
Damn.
just straight.
No, it's curved.
Curved. Interesting.
That'd be a fun, macabre way to hold your new cloak together.
Yes, I was thinking something like that.
Just a giant claw. Metal as fuck. Closes.
All right.
Oh, you remove the cloak by pulling the claw and it billows off of you. God, that'd be so extra.
Well, thank you for going with me. And thank you for offering to possibly lend me that sword?
To be honest, I kind of felt bad about having it.
It's alright, it is just...
It's you have a way larger sentimental connection to this than I do.
Yes. And this sword was given to me by the goddess I used to worship, and so it is rather... She was evil. She is evil. She's still alive.
Yeah.
But,
We had a conversation.
yes. So you understand why I may not want it anymore. Especially seeing as all the bad I have done. Yes.
At the other end of that sword.
While I was worshipping her. All
Yeah.
of this stuff was happening while I was worshipping her.
Why don't you melt it down or something?
I could, but I would rather just give it to someone. They could study it.
Has she contacted you since?
No.
So then do you think it would be any danger?
For
I
someone
mean,
else.
by all fucking means,
Right,
insight
it's like-
this man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Insight.
Can you roll this time?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
Do I have to roll something?
I don't know.
Persuasion?
What'd you roll?
21?
21. I mean, with it, so
Yeah.
I would say that's high enough to where you can just say whether or not you're telling the truth.
Yeah, telling the truth. She did not contact me, at least in my knowledge.
So do you think it would be a danger to sell it off to somebody else to study it? It's not some
I don't
kind
believe so. I think it lost all magical qualities. It seemed like I actually don't know. When I picked it out of the river that you and Osiren had thrown it in,
You and Osiren
It actually.
throws him into that fucking.
and so when I got it out of the river, there was no ruby on it, and so I believe maybe that was what was holding the magic, because it would always glow while I would pray or be in maybe higher standing with her. It was dimming the last month or so.
I actually tried to get at it after you died, or at least I thought you died.
Get at the sword?
The ruby. The ruby dissolved and the spider hopped out of it. I tried to catch it, but it disappeared.
Well, the spider was alive?
Yes.
Interesting.
And then I hurled it into the river.
River, yes.
I would have made you a grave or a headstone, but I figured a nice silver Irelandish sword would be stolen, so I chucked it into the river.
That is alright, thank you. And I found it, and it's all good, and hopefully maybe I will be able to get some gold off of it or something.
So the spider wasn't her, it was something else?
I do not know. If that was her, then... And she was that small. I would have very much liked to have found that little spider. You know, good old...
Yes.
For quite a while.
So
Thank
then
you
we
for
could
indulging
sell
me.
it.
That was
We could
about
sell it.
30 minutes of identifying.
No.
Yeah.
You still got about 15 minutes until you're there.
God damn.
Oh, I didn't need to persuade to try to find the street. Cool. Yay.
I'll say you guys have been in there for like 3 days at this point,
Nice.
getting away, and getting to know it.
Get in now.
But we could sell it. We could also melt it down. But I feel like for some reason people like Drowish artifacts.
Yes, I think we could sell it more as an artifact rather than a hunk of silver. And then that would also lend towards buying a nice enchantment, and then everything would be all squared away.
Would be cool. Regardless, you're getting this sword, so.
Thank you.
Oh goodness, he's taking a while. How far away was the water spout?
I don't remember. At least not from here.
Do I know?
How close is the gold? The
It's
golden.
about 15 minutes away.
The golden feet. The gold feet.
Gold feet, golden
the gold
foots.
Yes.
No, say the entire shop name.
Yes, the miscellaneous baubles of bibbly-bop.
No.
Just start scatting.
Bibbly-bop, skibbly-scap.
No. Magnanimous, magnificent, great, grand, spectacular, at least somewhat interesting place of trinkets and magical goodies.
All I
At
know is
least
skibbity-bibbity-bobbity-bop.
somewhat
It
interesting.
does deliver.
Yes.
So if we go to that place,
You think they would take your sword?
well, they could take my sword.
It's not as cool as this one. No offense.
That
The
is
double
true, I agree.
enchantment is certainly very nice.
Yes. But they could always take this sword. It still has something. Maybe, I don't know. And
Or
if not, I still have gold.
The blacksmith might be interested in it.
I don't believe so. I mean, they could be. I really don't think they would care, because it is silver.
Yes, but that one is a nice one to hang up on the wall. They'd seen its fair share of blood already, so maybe the...
That is true. So for a bronze sword, I just didn't know, because if we were able to buy the scimitar, we could always take those enchantments off and put them onto a bronze sword or anything like that.
Yes.
If we sell the sword, we might just be able to purchase the scimitar, and then this would all just be nice and easy.
I'd say about this time, Yclad, you see them talking at one of the corners, one of the rounded corners, off, sort of like smushed near one of the bay windows in between the door and that.
Okay. Okay. Hey, you guys!
So you like drinking now?
I mean, Steerkick's also, you know, a fun guy. But I think I made him cry, so...
What did you do?
I told him about how we defeated the, hags, and then they killed his brother.
Alright, so you should probably stop telling people about the hags.
Yeah, you should probably let the higher ups handle the information.
I'm sure they'll make an
I
I
announcement.
wanted him to think I was cool.
I will write a poem. Or a song or something. And then you'll get famous off of that. Don't worry, I won't tell them that you were like really slow in there.
That's a nice yeah, that's a nice detail to him, man. I
Right?
appreciate that. Yeah. What have you guys been doing?
We've been thinking about a different kind of sword and trying to figure out if I should sell mine or not.
Okay. A different sword for who? You all.
For
You? Me.
you feed.
No,
Oh, you. Yeah.
I can't.
You need another sword?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Dagomars. It's not really fitting.
What about your sword?
I'm going to sell it.
Okay. Just kind of rotate this. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
We were mostly just trying to figure out enchantments and designs and all that.
Do you have a good sword name? For like me?
For you? Oh. Are you gonna name your new sword?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm having it made for me. I'm definitely gonna name it.
I don't know. You do the cards, right? And you're a bit of a. You should call it like, I don't know, the Soothsayer or Fortune's Dirge.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because
I wouldn't consider myself very fortunate. I mean, you guys have hung out with me. But we'll keep it. We'll keep thinking about it. Fortune's Dirge sounds really. Maybe I'll just keep the Dirge.
Yeah, something Dirge, right? You do
Dirge.
you do music.
I do music.
Yeah.
Not music's Dirge. We'll think about it. We have until tomorrow.
Okay.
Isn't Soothsayer already a blade?
Did you guys want to head back to the suite then?
Yes.
Okay, so you all head back to the suite.
Time to
Say
take a
about this
nap.
time, it's around 6 p.m.
Oh, Hithgold's back out, by the way, from the little cup. Oh, he was all safe in the cup.
As you sort of like the cloth in there. It's about this big now.
Oh God, he gets bigger every day.
What are you
Does
feeding
he still
it?
fit his? I don't feed him anything.
That you know of?
Probably sunlight.
Or souls?
But as you sort of put him in,
In the little harness.
he shrinks back down.
It's probably annoying now with my hat.
No, he shrinks back down to where it's not an issue.
Is he heavier?
He does seem a bit heavier,
Nah.
regardless of the size.
Am I gonna have to start counting him in my encumbrance?
Pretty soon, actually, yeah.
Fuck. Oh, it's so okay. Fine. He's just a little man. He's just a little electric boy.
Maybe for another week.
And he's gonna be able to walk alongside us.
So eventually, as I said, about 6:30, you guys get to the suite. Sun setting over the uneven skyline of Shenton. The deep red and orange clay shingles of it all sort of reflecting the sunlight gently as you look through the living room window. You still hear a couple carts bumping along, sounds of people closing up shop just down below as you walk through the bookstore. Same young man. Hi.
I already paid him.
We did pay. We paid this morning.
How are you?
I had. Doing good.
Not dreaming about too many worms, right?
Oh, I know. You mentioned mushrooms. I'm dreaming about mushrooms now.
Oh. That's a lot better.
No.
Do I
Hey, me too.
Do I remember anything from the book I checked out about what mushrooms mean?
Oh no, you weren't focused on mushrooms.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have the nightmares again tonight. I didn't mean that to sound so creepy.
Why?
Yeah, wait, why? Dude? That's a lot.
Maybe there's some third subject, and maybe they're all linked together. The worms and the mushrooms, and then whatever you might dream about tonight.
Is that a mushroom day? I need to be worried about.
Oh,
I
Vivian,
don't think there is.
The worms just mean he likes feet.
What?
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 Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
What?
That wasn't Vivian Love.
I'm not-
Sorry. What?
Don't be ashamed. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wait, like sexually?
However
Is that what
you
you're
like.
talking about?
However you like.
No.
It's just an unusual attraction, but it's not.
No.
I don't think dreaming about worms.
This is why I'm racing every time. It's because he stares at me dead in the eyes. I'm just like every time, man. I try to not look at it. Not defeat.
I
It's
don't.
okay.
I don't think dreaming about worms. I just
No,
can
yeah,
see
no,
no
the book
logical.
he gave me, that's what it said.
Not defeat like that.
Alright.
Eufeme, you do fortune telling stuff. Is
I mean, the
Do
worms say
worms-
No,
otherwise.
please.
how are worms associated
I'm
with?
begging you,
fate?
just leave.
Okay,
You might as well just own it eventually.
I'm walking upstairs.
I also walk upstairs.
He's just quiet. He sort of goes into the corner and like starts writing his
Isn't he like 19?
Yes.
Oh, don't embarrass the poor kid.
So you guys walk up to the suite.
I
What do
was
you guys
only,
do?
I was
I'll
only
give Yclad a high
saying, let
five.
us know if he has dreams a third night, because if he's having nightmares, it might have been because of the hag.
Or that ball thing is feeding off of nightmares.
Please leave
Hithgall
Hithgall
sort of
alone.
just like grabs onto the sides of Vivian's head and like pulls up.
Yeah, I'll like take him out of the harness and just kind of hold him.
I don't, maybe he likes like feet and then hands and then nose.
Those are normal things to like about the human body. Or the,
Yeah.
the mortal body. Oh
They're
god,
all-
what are you saying?
You're
They're all
talking about a third
normal.
connection, so
It's
maybe
all
it's just that
normal.
whole
It's
trifecta.
okay.
I just don't understand why worms would mean someone is sexually attracted to feet.
Yeah, I can't answer that question. It was the book.
What book?
No, he.
I thought you were fucking with him.
Can I just, can I insight you?
Yeah, you can insight me.
Definitely
Yo.
lying. 100%. Come
I'll
on.
go get the book.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, the book's lying.
So you go back
Yeah.
downstairs. You see the young man sitting there. Hi,
Can
what?
Can I check out that book again? About dreams.
It's not there right now.
Can I see it? Can I roll to see if it's
Perception
on the
check,
yeah?
perception check.
Oh wow. 11.
It's not where it is.
It's
on
not
the
where
shelf.
it's. Oh. Did somebody
You
else check?
look in the shelves behind you and all
Uh-huh.
that for a second.
Oh, did somebody else?
Someone checked it out.
Check it out?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Leave him alone.
Is he like? Oh man. Can I tell that he's acting out of character?
Make an insight check.
Okay. 14.
You rolled a natural 1.
Oh, my
no.
boy!
Very obviously holding a book behind his back, looking suspicious.
I just need to win a bet.
Mm. Please leave me alone.
Gonna make him puke.
We're the
Pull out a
same
silver.
age. Why are you doing this to me?
No, they just don't believe me. So I just need to.
Why are you doing this to me?
Doing what? What am I doing? Wait, what am I doing?
Killing me, man. I'm dying. I can't have people thinking I like feet, man. Brother, please.
I don't think they don't care about you liking feet. They just care if I'm lying or not.
I've never felt so bad as I did 2 minutes ago. When I had an elf looking at me like I like feet. They're gonna remember that for 2,000 years after I die.
I can get my friend to like make a song about you that's about something completely different. They'll forget about it. Just like, let me see the book.
Just go back upstairs.
I walk away.
Poor child! Oh, God!
Yeah, I have a song written about
Can you imagine if someone did this to you? You work in a customer service job in Asian.
What's your name? Frank? Frank the feet lover? Sorry, Frank the... Frank the one who's not into feet?
Oh, God, I've cried at work for less than that.
He wouldn't give me the book.
It's because you embarrassed him.
Or it doesn't exist. Either.
Are you trying to gaslight him?
I'm just saying I'm not quite convinced.
I didn't mean to embarrass him. He was really beaten up.
Really?
Yeah.
I did mean to embarrass him, but not,
Why?
not that much. It's fun.
Well, can you all pretend that like you don't think he actually likes feet now?
Yes, I will happily do that. I was going to do that anyway. Because I was.
Naveen. Can you do that?
Acting isn't really my forte, but I'll do my best.
Okay, so I'll say another 30 minutes passes. You guys talk about feet more before
I play with. Oh, God.
on your door.
Alright, I'm gonna go open it.
You open it. You see two, looks to be a man and a woman dressed in the deserted regalia, the bleeding, steaming heart. Coming down.
Sorry.
Are you Dagger Morris?
Yes.
May we come in? The both of us.
Yes, you may.
Their brass armor sort of clinks up. Or sorry, bronze.
Oh.
Hello, everybody?
Hello. Can we get you some water?
No, we're only here for a moment. We're here to deliver some things from Ferocia herself, as thanks, as well as a letter that she wrote. She's very busy. She apologized greatly to you all, saying that she could not make it, unfortunately, due to other affairs. She said that you would all understand. Who is this letter for? Who speaks for your party?
I'll take the letter.
All right, here you are.
Ephraim speaks the best of the
So, we have a pack for you. That
Nice. Wax seal.
said that you should be rewarded past the monetary compensation that you were offered previously. And we have heard, both of us, that you assisted in the slaying of a hag coven underneath our feet, as well as the recovery of countless familial belongings, possibly, within the catacombs of Trenton. On behalf of both of us, thank you. And both of them undo their packs, set them on the ground. We will let you browse at your leisure. Take everything there. Keep the packs if you wish as well. says, gifts from the deserted. All of us.
Please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And we leave you to the rest of your evening. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they walk out. You hear the clinking of their bronze armor as they walk in.
Hello, wandering souls. I am sorry I am unable to give you these gifts in person, though I'm sure you can understand why I would not have to have the tune to do so, given the recent state of affairs. I have been informed by Shafra of your deeds. Thank you. You have done the city of Schminton a great service and have allowed for some possible catharsis in regards to those lost. That is invaluable, especially in such times. Shafra has also informed me of the other details of your expedition. I'm speaking of the Soulstone, the caved-in portions of the catacombs, and the supposed flesh golems. This information is all rather unsettling, but it would not have befallen my ears had it not been for all of you. Now we may be able to repair the damage done as well as prevent further disasters, such as this from occurring in the future. Varen?
Barnduk?
No.
Vivian?
Vivian. Thank
Ah.
you. Vivian, thank you for bringing the stone to our attention, and for your assistance in regards to the map you made for Shafra, and the recovery party. Again, invaluable information. As a thank you, I have instructed some of the deserted to bring you supplies for the journey ahead of you, wherever that may be. I wish I could have given more, though we are stretched thin as of late. I do not envy the road ahead you all walk upon, and the destination may be even more grim. However, rest assured that your deeds thus far have made the destinations of every single soul every single soul just a bit brighter. Thank you. Best regards, Lord Commander Ferocia Terran.
Excellent.
That was nice of her.
It was nice of her.
So these items are the ones for the journey.
Okay, presents.
Yeah, I know. Everyone
so-
reads the letter first, and then okay, present.
You find 2 healing potions,
Wow, sexy.
20 days of rations, 3 elixirs of elvish upper hand,
Nice.
and 1 dwarven oil of staunch constitution.
Oh, mama!
No.
So what else are you guys doing during the night?
So what are we doing tomorrow? Getting a sword.
Figuring out this enchantment business. I was probably going to go back and talk to Shafra about that stone. I want to check and make sure they have the means to destroy it, and if they don't, I have a couple ideas. That's all I have to do.
Are we staying here?
Do we, leave at any point?
I'd like to talk to some animals.
We need to know when your sword is going to be finished.
Mm-hmm.
The actual decoration, and then how long the enchantment is going to take, and then past that,
Well, doesn't enchantment take quite a while?
I don't know.
we'll have to see.
Well, if we're gonna be here for any more amount of time, have you noticed that, like, a lot more about that burned down house has popped up as we've been doing other things?
Yes, I actually ended up accidentally buying a quilt from there.
I have nothing else to do in town. I'm gonna check it out.
I suppose if we're waiting on a sword, we can take care of another problem in Schventon. At least it would take that off of Ferocia's hands.
Agreed. And I might offer first to Ferocia to see if they, I don't know if they would, but want to buy the sword. Because they are more connected to the drow.
Sure. That'd be a good idea. Then you can accompany me to...
Yes. But I will give you the gold for your sword if you want to go do that in the morning.
Sure.
Unless if you'd like to come with us. And then we all go.
The
I'd
sword will
rather be
probably...
with you guys.
Alright.
The sword will probably be the cheapest part of it. It's the enchantment that's going to be messy.
Agreed.
Then we could. I guess. I was going to say we could get the sword in the morning so they at least can start it so that it is hopefully lesser time.
Mhm.
And then we go see Ferocia.
I'll have a name by then.
Perfect.
Good.
Okay.
And then until that's done, then we try and take care of the burnt house business, and then after that, I see no reason why we can't move out.
I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm going
Green
straight to the
pastures.
burned house in the morning. Then
Do you think it's wise to go there alone?
that's I'll be fine.
All right.
And again, I have your name in the book, and I'll talk to you if I need anything. Really.
Yes, but
This
we will be
far away.
far away. I only say this because we thought we were just going to go chat with someone's father today, and then we ended up in catacombs with a hag coven. Now, it would be insane if there was something else that dangerous.
Yeah, I'm kind of betting that all of the wild stuff happened earlier today. Also, I don't know. You're gonna go to the sword and then go all the way to speak to Ferocia. I'm gonna get bored.
Sure. If you find anything interesting, or if you need help in an urgent way, let us know. But
Will do.
if you're prepared, then I suppose.
Yeah, I just need a good rest. And
All right.
I'll be good.
Okay.
Eupheme. I had talked to Vivian about this earlier, but well, you were talking about how you're good with dreams. Well, the two nights ago, I woke up.
Okay.
You know, I don't sleep.
Right.
Yeah. So somehow I had
Not even if you want to?
I haven't tried, actually. Just because, I don't know, I guess I haven't in so long. It doesn't seem like a, I don't know, like a thing of leisure that I have an interest in. That's a good question. I'm not sure. But in any case, I had a dream. Yeah, I was in this, like, I was like, the first part, I remember the like dripping blood, but I was encapsulated in like these roots, right?
For a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I started out like in this weird space, like in like a cocoon of roots, and then there was some blood dripping, and then out appeared this like vial of this blood, and then all of a sudden I was at the front door of my house, and then the door opened by itself, and from the blackness old man with his eyes gone, just kind of like a void, came to me, and then all he said was the blood, and then I got pulled back from the house, and that's all I remember.
Creepy.
The man didn't speak to you.
Oh, the man didn't speak?
No, you found the blood in your journal.
Oh, that's
And
right,
in
that's
your
right,
book
sorry.
Afterwards.
Sorry, the man didn't speak to me. I woke up and I found a new page in my book, and it was written the blood, and well, it wasn't my handwriting.
I said my mother did a bit of fortune telling with the dreams, and more. I use the cards more.
You think the cards could help at all?
Possibly. 2 days ago, or 2 nights ago, I had a weird dream as well. Where was that? Does that ball sleep?
Does Hithkel sleep? Does he rest? Have I noticed?
He doesn't seem to. As you look at him, sort of like looks at you.
No, he does not. He does not sleep.
I've been having weird dreams since before then.
Sort of like falls out.
Oh, I'll
of
try
it.
and.
On
Where is
your
he?
arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just like forms for a second around it.
Okay, I'll kind of hold him.
There was some dripping in my dream as well. Just souls, though, not blood. I think you got the shit end of the stick there. Did you drown in it?
No, I don't remember any drowning.
I have something I want to do right now, but
Sure.
if you'd like a reading at some point, I'm sure I can try. The cards have been a little bit ornery recently, but they tend to behave when dealing with other people.
Okay. Any insight would be helpful. Little ravenous for that.
Yeah. Yep. I can probably help you, but it's the same power won't work with me. I just keep getting death.
Ominous.
Not very helpful.
How long has that
very
been
helpful.
happening?
Months now?
Ever since you got the
Oh,
book.
ever since. Well, there was no expiration date or time, so
Well, you
kind
said,
of obvious.
you said that you help dead people, right? That makes sense. And to an extent, yeah?
Yes. But when you imbue your energy into the cards, I think I'm walking towards death eventually. I just don't have a time limit yet. I drowned in my dream
Oh,
2 nights ago.
do you think that means anything? Damn it! Now I really want that book.
If someone was stupid enough to write it down, they didn't know what they were talking about anyway. Stories are living things. You can't just write them down. You lose a lot of the meaning, a lot of the thing that connects us, the reason for the story.
Yeah, but isn't not writing it down impermanent?
Yes, but everything's impermanent. It grows, it moves, it molds, it lives, and that's the way it connects.
Yeah, but that's why we have books, so things are permanent.
Yeah, but it's stale. That's
What
what I'm saying.
It attempts to make something objective. It attempts to make a story with many people objective. I mean, we've read plenty of history books that have tried to tell a story, and it's from one perspective, or some of the information isn't correct.
And when you're interpreting the fortunes or understanding the root of the soul, whatever you can distill into a book gets whittled away at. That's just my opinion. I also don't like sitting still and just like staring at a page. My dad used to tell great stories, wonderful stories, some things you would never find in a book. Well, you attempt to find in a book, but the timbre, the voice, I don't know. These are things that are lost.
Dad would tell stories, but he would read them from books. So maybe that's why I like that. Mom was too busy to ever do anything, but
Well, if he did it right, then he imbued it with life again.
I think so.
I need to make a friend with a critter.
For your potion.
Tonight.
Probably won't happen all at once. It's not just for the potion, I mean.
It is kind of for just the potion.
The potion just reminded me that I don't have a critter friend.
Do you have one in mind?
No. I think tonight I just want to talk with something that isn't as complicated.
Understood.
Sure.
But actually, I'd like a bear. I'd like a bear.
A bear.
A big bear, like a huge bear.
Big bear.
Yeah. You guys ever seen like a huge bear before?
Yes.
How do you expect to make friends with a bear?
Well, I'm charming, obviously.
You want to have a bear.
To animals? I don't think that's analogous.
You want to have a bear follow you around in the city?
Yeah. They'd be fine. They'd be nice.
I feel like bears.
Are you gonna get like one from a child and then train it to be?
I cannot deal with children. Absolutely not.
Okay.
So you're gonna take a wild bear and
If you have a conversation with them, they tend to be all right.
I'm just for me it is more the walking into a city with a giant bear and then having to explain every time when someone tries to kill the bear, oh no, it's actually a good bear.
Why would they just try to kill a bear in a city? Are they not civilized?
Hold on.
I think a lot of people would be scared of bears.
Yeah,
so
if
They
you see
should
a
be, so
One
they
of
should
our
try to kill
previous travelers that traveled with us died due to bears.
bears.
They are fierce animals. I mean, would you guys rather me have like a squirrel or like a duck? Can't take a
Hardly.
duck in a battle.
Well, no, but you can at least go into a town with a duck and not have everyone try to kill your duck. Hopefully.
I think you think.
There's just a lot of
This is great.
explaining that's gonna have to come with it.
If
And I
you-
think we're just saying you should be prepared. For
If
that.
you can get a
I love
bear,
to talk.
if you can get a bear and find one and not have it kill you, good on you. A bear is great. Good.
I
Thank you.
suppose in a pinch I could always polymorph it into something easily concealed until we can get it to a safer location. So I suppose it could work.
We can ask them, sure. Or I could just ride the bear into town and smile, dazzlingly, and then it would be all fine. Crazier things have happened.
I'd be interested to see how it works. It would be nice to have a large animal on our side.
It worked on you guys, and you guys are a lot more cantankerous than a bear.
It is true, and also it is like people see me and sometimes they're scared, so you're like seeing a bear. I'm just, I can kill a bear with my bare hands.
Could you really?
Yes.
then you'd have bare hands.
Right. Perfect. Great. I'm going to bed.
Are you going to bed?
Nope.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm going to the forest to play some music.
Okay, so you're
What
being
forest?
The big one.
The big.
Can't go in it.
No, I'm going
Okay.
next to it.
Yeah, the border of Amazon. So
Adjacent.
you're heading in
Bears.
which direction? Northeast or southeast?
I walk into the forest man around.
Oh,
Away
you do?
from the college.
Well, it's central.
I mean,
Oh, that's central?
Yeah, college is
I'll go-
right in the center.
I'll go
Just walk in.
south.
Backward.
You go south?
Southeast
Okay. All right.
to the college. Is that where we were around today? Like that area? That's where all the bugs were.
It was a little bit more swamp-esque, but
Yeah.
not like bayou, not any of that.
I don't know. I'm actually gonna go north just to see if there's
Okay.
any.
So you want to go northeast?
Do you want to die?
Okay. Or you're meditating out on the futon.
I would like to take out my alchemy set and try and figure out what the fuck this viscous
Make a
green
nature
blood
check.
is.
What are you and where are you going?
I'll go into a room alone. Kitchen.
So you go into the kitchen. Okay.
17.
17. So this is purple worm venom, by the looks of it, by how it reacts to the metal. You can coat this on a weapon. Forces, it has one use by how much purple worm venom you have. It has one use. Forces them to make a Constitution saving throw of 19, or else they take 12d6 poison damage.
Wow. D6.
Yes.
Man, I'm gonna fuck for serving us up, bro.
With a dagger.
Yes.
Stab
I'm gonna
with
have
a
like
dagger.
12 different poisons, and I'm just fuck you, fuck you, fuck
You have your soul sword.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
And it does act as an item. You can poison.
I can poison
Yes.
his hypos.
Mhm, you can.
Sexy.
Oh.
That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, now that I had that one moment of joy, let's deal with this
Okay.
shit.
So, what are you doing,
God.
Nagamorans? As you walk into the kitchen, you see the back alley fire escape leading down. You see a black cat. Meow. In the open window.
Oh, the
Meow.
cat's back.
Jumps down.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Looks at you.
It's the cat. It's the girl's cat.
What?
Is it the girl's cat or just a different cat?
Just a black cat?
Okay, I didn't know if it was
Meow.
Sven or whatever they're doing.
Meow.
Yes.
Meow.
All right. Get away. Go. Get out.
Meow.
Go. Get out.
Meow.
Get out.
Comes back and rubs on you. Rubs on your leg.
Get out.
And I pick it up and I kind of just like try to toss it out the window.
Okay. Like, onto the fire escape? Or?
Onto the fire escape.
Okay,
yeah,
onto
yeah,
the
not
fire-
just
yeah,
fucking.
yeah, yeah.
And I just shut the window.
Jumps up onto the sill. Meow.
Yeah, cats do be like that.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
behind the window.
Okay.
Meow.
All right. And I go.
Okay.
And I sit down and pray to a god that is dead, Gillian, just for funsies of an old thing.
I'm trying to sew.
So make a charisma check.
That was my fault. I looked at you rolling. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Natural one.
Okay. So you sit there.
Yeah.
But you have no recollection of what the Erlendish customs were to pray to Gillian. You weren't there when they discovered some of the ancient history of your people. All you hear is, wow, wow, wow,
Kitty.
wow, wow.
All right. And I just stand up and I just go into a different room.
Okay.
Do I hear the cat?
No.
Damn it! I want to pet it.
Okay, so you stand up and you go into another room. Yuffie. It takes you about 25 to 30. No, sorry. Since you're going
Were you
into the
actually
border
not
or
going
past
to?
the outer
Or
villages,
did
it takes you
you
about
think twice?
35 to 40 minutes to get out into the border.
last
And once you're there,
last
you see
weekend.
the gargantuan trees of the forest of Amdaron stretching about 30 to 40 feet into the sky. Their circumference many times larger than a cart. As you walk through the brush,
You can't do shit. Gods can't attack in dreams.
collides with your leg.
Not
You
dreams, but even in praying.
feel tall grass upon your legs, and you hear the song of birds in the distance, as well as seeing some blackberry bushes growing along with what looks to be rabbits, like sort of like look over to you and then off into the distance.
Big old rabbit. That'd be fun.
But you are now in the border of Amdaron, surrounded by the gargantuan trees of the realm of the Wood Elves.
Okay. So, I don't know who's all around.
It is about 8:30 p.m. at this point.
Big bear
Not too
noises.
late, good. So I just want to do a performance.
Okay.
And see who comes in and I don't know. I want to I'll perform with my new lyre.
Bring, bring. Summon celestial.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and I'm also going to cast Manipulate Shadow.
Okay.
And basically, I just want to do like a routine and a dance where I tell a story about a adventuring bear.
Okay. So
Wow, an ad.
you get into
A job placement ad.
you get into
I love that.
a strange, somewhat obtuse and imperfect clearing, surrounded by dandelions and speckled with wildflowers. The canopy of trees above you is thick. It's rather dense. However, where you are now, the plate-sized and autumn-colored leaves of Amdaron do split every once in a while, letting through beams of luminescence. And as you sit there, you just sort of look around and breathe in a nice summer breeze as it sort of picks up, and you hear the rustling all around you, and you pull out the lyre and you begin to tune it. But as you tune it, you flick your hands in different ways, making runes as you tune your instrument. casting Speak with Animals upon yourself. As you tune the last string, it in the shadow washes over you, Jim, just temporarily. And you begin to play and make a performance check for me.
Nice.
Come on.
This is a great.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yeah.
Ocean guidance.
20 though. Math, still bad. 23.
23.
24.
Not
Okay.
bad
So,
at all.
as the breeze picks up gently and you hear the rustling of the leaves ahead, a couple of them fall as shadows of your own creation sort of gently caress them near you. And as you continue to sing, the shadows place the leaves upon your body. And in the distance, a long way from you guys, you even begin to hear the tone, the song, just gently coming across along the breeze. And after about 5 minutes of your gentle tune, you do see a couple of forest creatures. Large hares the size of small dogs, rabbits the size of larger dogs in the periphery, sort of poking out, their whiskers jiggling in the distance. Deer, looks to be a family, a large buck with a city of antlers upon his head, regally glowing in the moonlight as about 15 or so other deer rest behind within the shrubbery. And they all just sit, watching. After another 2 minutes or so, you engrossed in the song just as much as everyone else. Birds line up the twigs. You see large blue jays the size of eagles. You see sparrows, small, a family of them, along with what looks to be actual eagles, perched, looking down at you. You all still doing your own things as you close the window to the cat, or no, this happened far before that, but as you sit in the dining room with Vivian, you begin to hear, subtly, subconsciously, upon the wind. And after about 2 more minutes, you hear as some black bears.
Oh, yeah.
About 4 of them, and they, on their haunches, sit there. The deer, ears flick, the bear, their nose at the deer, and the deer turn their attention back to you, and the hairs twitching of their nose. And after about a minute longer, your song
I'd
ceases.
like to, like, towards the end of the song, I'd like to kind of, the lyre gets quieter, and I want to use the song that I learned in the Force of Life as like a refrain, just like as a quiet kind of background sound.
Okay.
And then,
I'd say make a performance check with advantage then.
okay. What, did I just roll one?
And this story could be you.
Well, no, with advantage.
Okay.
But
I didn't know if it was advantage from last time.
No.
Rolled worse. 21.
Okay.
But I want to say that I know you all are probably well aware of this, but life is being threatened right now by a lot of different things. There's a lot of different evildoers working to destroy this beautiful place that we live in. But there are those like me, and I bet like many of you, in your own ways, who are fighting against that. And those enemies that I spoke of earlier will be coming here sooner or later.
As you play, your emotions and what you're thinking of sort of manifest on a tree behind you. Shadows growing, and you see the silhouette of Titus Mirkwood upon the tree, mutton chops breezing in the wind, and a fiery red lit by 2 apples hanging
Nice.
from one of the low-hanging
Tight.
branches.
It's going to be a long road, but eventually I plan on going out to meet them in battle. And I know that you all will be at my back. But if anyone wants to be at my side, then let me know.
One of the hares sort of steps out. And are you from, are you Wood Elven?
I'm human.
Human. Well, all of us here, at least me, I have not been in the forest proper. But your song brings me back memories of what my parents used to say of the Wood Elves. It is beautiful. Thank you. A forest has seen many hardships. And we know of the power you speak of. We have all felt it, all of us. It grows within the roots. A strangely familiar feeling with tainted aftertaste. And one of the bears.
It has been hard for all of us, and the song was nice. I liked it. So did my family. There's not been a gathering of animals such as this in quite some time. A druid, I would think you are. And those I have not seen in a long time. The circles of old, trampled by the industry of now.
I know a lot about death. A druid I am not. But I appreciate your life and our life and life itself a lot more because of that.
Odd sentiment from a human. I think you can agree on that being one.
And one of the bears, smaller. What is your name?
Eupheme, Deliano Eldercrest. Of the Eldercrests.
Well, you wish to see us fight with you.
Only those that you can spare.
The buck trots up.
A human calling on us to fight. Do you know how many of us arrows have been sent through our necks? Do you know how many?
I don't.
Thousands. Every year. And from what I gather, from what the birds and the trees say, and what the elves used to tell us before your king closed the forest to not only all of you, but all of us as well. What the birds told me is that our heads are used as decoration for your homes, above fire built from our wood. Now, your song was beautiful and it got my attention. But asking us to fight a war that, as the hare was saying, is rife with an energy ancient, growing both sides. Do you smell it? The death? If not, then I would suggest perhaps reinvigorating your senses away from humanity, for it is drenched in it, the scent of death. But this is a new scent. As the hare was saying, familiar, but new, twisted and warped. Goes through the trees, yet the trees accept it. For what are we to do? We have been forced to evolve and change with the growing tide of humanity. And yet, when you are forced to grow and change, you come to us. Why, Eupheme? Should the deer, the birds, the trees, the leaves, the grass, the flowers, the weeds, the hares, the rabbits, the spiders, the flies, blink an eye as humanity rips itself apart?
Like I said, I've only known death. I've only known separation. I've only known incredible loneliness. And what is born out of that is what you find when you look at humanity today.
The buck steps out further, close to you, possibly about 5 feet, and you realize just how large he is. About as large as a draft horse, you'd assume, with the antlers about 5 feet long they span.
What I'm seeking now is connection. What I'm seeking now is life. And if life were to turn its back on us now, I don't know what could save us.
And one of the birds flies down, lands on one of his outlying antlers, a sparrow. I have a lot of anxiety, but I've flown a lot, and I see things in the sky. A face of a human. Energy is palpable. I do not like it. I fly away. Just separated many families as the energy is strange. I do not feel fear, but not happiness either. How would we help? A sparrow cannot fight, and the buck will not be fighting. If you wish to, I do not speak for the forest. No one does. The forest speaks for itself. I have heard your song before. It is an elvish song, taught by the satyrs of old. It is a beautiful song, and it was one to bring together life at one point. Before the forest was closed, the wood elves protected us. The boundary now exists. There is no protection. It seems to me as if you are seeking protection from the unprotected.
No.
Do you have any guarantee that this coming tide would affect us in any way? Do you have any guarantee that we would not be safer if we just do not hide?
I don't know. But I know in my heart, if someone was being destroyed or corrupted or hurt, I would run out to help them. I haven't been here long.
And the bear sort of the buck sympathetically, for he has seen pain. We have all seen pain. Hunters using our skin for flooring. And even still, with the coming tide of whatever that power is, encroaching further into the forest and taking more. We hear what you say. And your song is beautiful. But you can understand our hesitation with believing a human.
Of course. Of course.
And the eagle flies down, lands on the buck's antlers as well. The buck looks cautiously. I have seen much. From the top of my perch, I look down upon the civilizations of humanity, elves and dwarves alike. I believe all of these creatures hold a different opinion, for they see you differently. Their perspective is that of the ground. From mine up above, I see nary a single thing but suffering for every one of you. The issue being is that it is caused by you. The industries of humanity have destroyed much, and it is only through the magic of the elves that this forest still stands. The bear. What do you ask, human? You will have all of our attention. Perhaps not the entire forest, but, as said, a gathering that rivals the last of the druidic circles. You sing songs well. What is your proposition?
I see no difference between you and I. And I know that may seem like an insult.
The buck on the ground.
For the makings of humans and the ill that we have caused is great. I have eyes that can see souls and ears that can hear them. And I know that, I don't know. I'd like to think that there's the same soul in you all. And the illness that corrupts us, the illness that corrupts this land, the doings of grander evils, even those, the one responsible for closing up the forest. They poison us. And they'll poison you too. I am humbly asking for any of you who can to fight alongside us. And if you can't trust us, then fight alongside me and create a world in which you don't have to complain about humans being so destructive.
Make a persuasion check.
That's plus 12, baby.
Nat 20.
I don't need it.
Not nat 20. 36.
What the? Are you. Wait. what?
36?
Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry, 27.
Oh.
Jesus.
I was about to be like, excuse me.
We were all like,
Excuse-moi,
My
motherfucker.
bad.
So 26.
27.
Okay, 27. Wow. Okay.
damn.
So as you continue to play, you notice more and more animals. You see snakes.
Snakes.
Flying. You see about 30 of them in a pack coming in, a large clutch. And then you see a large toad about this big, followed by 3 other slightly smaller ones, and the toad pops up.
Pardon my voice. Common does not bode well for tarts. Your words ring clear for me. I have heard tales of my kin boiled by hags and skinned by evil wizards.
Not the Toad King.
But I hear no lie in your voice. But I know a toad does know. No use in battle. So I cannot offer that. But I can offer my words as a toad.
Draw around me. And he sort of swallows with his eyes a bit.
It has been so long since I have seen any of you. All of us have been so afraid for decades. The birds no longer singing as much. The deers no longer grazing outside of the border. And the birds flying nowhere near Heimdalos or the cities even further west. But I am no different. Me and my family, we stay very solemnly in the same area, moving from place to place. Afraid the next place we go will be destroyed. It is not easy being small in a world of giants. But from your words I can hear it. The same sentiment. You are all in a world of giants. It is a matter of time before we all stepped on. Not just the toads, and the snakes, or the spiders, but also the humans, and the deer, and even the bears. Like I said, I am a toad, and I am small. But I think that this is the first time I have spoken to a being other than a toad in a long time. And it is nice. I feel more alive than I have in a long time. And you did that. A human. And I think it is ignorant to think that he is the only one I thought I would, and I hope that one of you more useful ones, such as a bear, may help him with the deer, or an eagle even, just not a toad.
And the bear. I see you looking poignantly at me. We bear are hardy and strong, if not a bit slow, only when we wish. Mr. Toad, thank you. The buck. The words of a toad. They mean much. For nothing knows more than the smallest of beings, for they are the ones unseen and able to derive much. Perhaps my vision has been clouded. I have had to protect many of my kin for a long time. And the elves, long lost to us, companions that drew the connection between us animals and you creations of Artuk. That connection to Artuk perhaps it was not the elves that drew the connection between us, and it was Varntuk. Perhaps I have forgotten that. Perhaps life begets more life. Human, you are an odd one. I hope you know this. There are very few like you. I will not speak poorly of any animal that wishes to join you. However, I would suggest no more than one. An ambassador, so to speak. A bridge between us and the life of Artuk once more. The bear stands. My brothers are big enough to look after themselves. If you wish my companionship, I will accompany you. If you wish.
I am humbled. I have a lot to prove. Not just you, but all of you. I have a lot to prove. I know. I'm ready for that journey.
The bear, you see, is about as large as a grizzly bear, though it is black bear.
Nice.
Moves over the fat, shifting as it does, sort of like head down, head about this big.
Shit.
Smells you. Its lips sort of going out to absorb the smell.
You do not smell of much of death as you speak. I hope I may serve, as the buck said, as an ambassador. I will be coming back here once the journey is done. wish to see this energy changing of the world that I was not able to bear witness to. And I hope you allow me to do so. But I will not be your pet.
Of course. Definitely not.
I simply do this, for I am the strongest of us here. You sing a song of bears. I will answer your call.
I hope that we can be allies. And I promise to get you back here.
And one of the brothers walks up, sort of like into the bear, and the bear sort of like they scrap for a bit. The smaller one comes up, and the big one just sort of like flaps down and allows the smaller one to jump on the belly. And they wrestle for a moment in front of you. It is terrifying to see, but you can tell that they're saying goodbye in some way. And then
I can give you longer to get your affairs in order.
I have no affairs. We are simple. But I will not be going into that city.
Understood.
If you wish, come back here. I will stay nearby. Play that song. And I will bear the burden of ambassador to the forest of Amderon.
So much responsibility.
the buck. It was a beautiful song. Again. One that the druids of wood elven lineage would have sang. That is the only reason we came. Through your words, and the words of those around you, are the reason why we stayed. Remember this, and stick by them. And he walks away. Eventually the animals disperse. The bear holds out a paw. Sorry. It's about this big.
Yeah.
Yeah. He nods, walks into the bushes, and you are left alone.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Mars, how the fuck did you get a bear?
Lamech finally got an animal companion. Fuck, this man's
What
been
the fuck is
trying.
happening?
Woo!
You leave the forest
Yeah.
afterwards?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go home.
So I'll say that it takes you about 45 to 50 minutes to get back home. But as you progress, the breeze picks up at your heels. You feel a nice summer breeze, and the moon begins to illuminate your path as you exit the border and into the more sparse areas of Amderon. You get back. As you get back, Vivian and Dagamaris are still in the living room awake, as it's only about 10:10 at this point. Looks like Vivian just got done sort of figuring out what the blood was, or the venom was. Concoction splayed out upon the coffee table.
Are we doing drugs?
No, I was just trying to figure out when. No.
I do have drugs in my bag.
Oh, let's see.
What?
I have Sklitz Prime.
Oh.
What?
Yes,
Do you really?
I do.
You seem like the type that would have Sklitz Prime, but usually that's like not the case.
It was gifted to me.
Didn't you punch Faye the last time you did that?
Yes, but he was being a little bitch. Sorry. He's dead.
You were also on Split's Prime.
Yes.
You were also on Split's Prime.
I was on Sklitz
Is
Prime.
it more likely that
and
you
then-
punched him because you were on
No.
a
I was,
violent drug?
well, he was being an asshole. I was sitting there, and I'd just taken Splits Prime for the first time, and he goes and has the audacity to try and judge my character based on a decision. He deserved a punch to
Of
the
trying a
face.
violent drug at an underground Varstov.
You
Yeah.
understand? It was actually his fault, completely. I just happened to take the drug, and then he happened to be... He didn't. He must have not understood the situation. And so I punched him in the face, because he deserved it. He deserved it many other times. I didn't punch him in the face those other times. I did that one time. I'm not trying to get angry. I'm trying to be not... I'm trying...
I think it's perhaps you being disingenuous that's making you so angry.
I think you are being wrong. You are just wrong. That is okay.
Thought I was the mind reader.
No, I'm just... There's this fellow. Used to very much get on my nerves. This was back when I was more evil. Kind of like Vivian here. Sorry. You really got on my nerves. Vivian, you really struck something that I was not very happy with. I remember that moment clear as day. And you were not there.
I heard about it.
From Faye.
Yes, this was at the time where we were both plotting on what to do in case you turned on one of us.
Yes, well. Be nice, be nice. That is good. Maybe you should try to be more kind, Vivian. So it is not better. I have Splits Prime. I'm not planning on using it. I just have it.
Okay. Well, use it if you need it, but...
But if I ever use it, please make sure she's not in the room. If she talks to me, if she acts like Faye, I do not want to punch Vivian ever. I'm sorry, Toothpick. I'm sorry. It was a joke. I'm trying so hard not to be... I'm trying very hard.
Are you sure you didn't take a bump already?
I'm very angry. That made me frustrated. Faye was not someone I very much liked.
Obviously.
It is sad that he's dead.
Obviously.
I'm going to bed now. I am actually angry.
Let's leave it off, big guy. Didn't mean to break up your guys' thing.
He storms off. Vivian just sits there.
Did I interrupt? Like, you guys doing
No,
anything?
we were doing absolutely nothing before that happened.
Hi.
We weren't even talking.
Some people say I start shit. I don't
No,
believe them.
I don't think that was you. That was a good reminder.
I don't know how he was before, but it seems like it was a long walk to where he is now. And I think that's a good thing, at least.
I hope so. I hope it's a long walk.
Dagmars, you walk into the kitchen and get away. The cat. Meow.
If you kill
Inside?
this cat, I'm
No.
gonna murder you. If you kill this cat, we are not friends.
The cat. Meow. Meow.
I let it in.
Meow. Starts rubbing on your leg.
I try to put on my hand.
Meow.
Pet it.
Flops down.
All right, I pick it up, but nicely,
Oh,
as nice as I think it.
it scratches your hands a bit.
Stray cats
And
don't
then-
like you.
All right, so I just go sit down.
Meow. So it sits away from you, looking at you though.
And I just sit there. And then I'll start to meditate.
Okay. What are you two doing?
Where's his bag? Where's your bag?
On my person.
Yeah.
Or next to me.
Are you meditating?
Yeah.
Okay.
The music.
Are you are you going to bed?
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Okay. So I'll say after 4 hours passes, you two finish your meditation, get a long rest.
And get my fucking max HP back. Let's go.
Are you
Juicy.
doing anything during this 4 hours?
I will be, it's
too early in the morning to send to anybody, so I will be learning Pass Wall.
Okay, sounds good. It is now May 19th, by the way.
May 19th.
Do I get long rest?
Yes. You
I-
all get long rests.
Right when I get up, I go start walking toward. I just leave and I go toward the person who made my clothes, whatever they're called, seamstress,
The tailor.
That one.
Yeah, I'll say that you are able to go there.
I know that
but
it
it
will
is
probably
only
be closed.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m. by the
That's
time
fine.
you're doing this, so they're not open.
Do you
No.
leave your bag?
You take out.
I'm just
If I see shit gone, I'll be like, where the fuck is Faye?
All right. So you get there about 4 a.m. It doesn't open for a while.
That's
So you just
fine.
want
I
to wait
just
there?
sit there.
Okay. What a weirdo.
Oh, maybe. Well, because that's fairly close to Susie's.
Yeah, but it's
House?
4 a.m.
I don't care.
She's
Maybe
like
I'll just
6 years old.
no.
She's
Her
not gonna
parents
be
will
awake.
like when they come out to go to work.
Okay.
If I happen to like
Sure.
catch
So
them.
you want to wait in front of Susie's house?
Yeah, sort of just like meandering around that area.
Okay. It's Chris Hansen here. Anyway.
For the fucking parents, I just
know!
want to meet the parents. I don't know what fucking field they work in.
I know. Okay. So
Chris
I'd say another 4 hours passes. It's now 8 a.m. You come out.
Oh, at 6 a.m. I would go to the tailor because that's probably when things open.
Yes. So you at 6 a.m. Actually, at around 5:30 a.m. for you,
Damn it.
you do see both of them walk out. Walking down their pathway, they see a large elven man sitting at their fence. Yes. What was?
Susie gave you the gold I told her to give her. Or told her to give
Odetta. You know Odetta's name? Oh.
you. Yes, she has the cat. I saw the cat one day.
Yeah. How do you know Odetta's name?
She came up to me and I gave her some gold to kind of go away.
You gave Odetta gold.
I did. I actually gave her 3 total.
All right. Why are you giving Odetta gold? Why are you talking to a little girl?
She came up to me. She was kind of. I wanted to make sure she was safe. I felt generous that day. Sorry.
You felt generous that day. That's a weird thing to say. It's like, are you not generous all the time? Also, why are you talking to little girls?
She came up and approached me. I was going to the tailor.
Persuasion check.
Dagmar's cannot catch break.
26.
There's not an
I'm sorry.
No, I
I'm
understand.
sure
that-
you're nice.
I understand that.
It's
it
just a
is-
bit strange, you know, all the
I-
things.
I understand.
And the woman pipes up. And you gave her 3 gold?
1 for her and 2 for you.
Oh, well, we didn't get any of that.
I
Baller,
didn't
baller,
think.
shot
I didn't think
baller.
so. She didn't know which field you worked at. I was going to come to you and give it to you because
Why? Why is an elf coming in here and giving us gold? That's smart, on.
like I said, I was feeling generous.
Yeah, you said that before.
I was trying to be nice. And it just so happened that your daughter was nice to me. Not many people are nice to me, even the people that I like.
All right.
It's not, I'm not trying to be. She was just kind to me, and it was something. It touched my heart, and I smiled inside. So I gave her some gold because that is the only way I know how to. Yes.
All right. Susie's nice. I'm glad she was nice to you. She's gotten in trouble a couple times being a brat.
But I want you to keep, well, you safe, her safe, keep everything safe. I know that you are both.
Well, we're gonna keep her safe.
I know. Here's 5 gold, and I hand over 5 gold.
And then,
Just, I won't speak to you again. I won't speak to Susie again. I won't speak to.
are you gonna give us gold if you
Sounds-
see us again?
Probably not.
I was joking.
No, I know that is quite
Why
a-
are you giving us so much gold? This is.
Just, I don't know.
What do you think? It's 3 years combined wages.
So all I'm saying is, maybe if you could, If you could, I know you maybe can't stop working in the fields, but if you could and spend more time with Susie, she's a child. She should have a parent with her.
Ah, this is so weird.
I did have my. It doesn't.
Are you a
matter.
high elf?
No. Maybe I don't know.
Shoo! Shoo!
Nice to meet you. I'm half elf from the forest. It was nice to meet you.
Deception check.
No.
21.
Okay.
That's the biggest half elf I've ever seen. That's what you hear. And you hear, "Thank you, what's your name?"
Dagger Mars.
Thank you, Jack and Morris.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
And I go to the.
I'll say you
Taylor.
can just pick up what you.
Because I think it's been enough days that I get all my items.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you get. She said a day and a half or 2 days.
Right,
And it's
and
been.
then
And yeah, it's been 2 days
okay, cool.
at this point. So if you want to, you can just pick up your stuff.
Pick up my stuff.
And you said you had a design in mind.
Yeah, for most of it. I won't. I'm not gonna wear it yet. I won't. So I'm not.
Then
gonna,
just inform
wanted
me
to-
on what the design is when
Yeah.
you have it.
I will.
Cool. Okay. So you pick that up. What are you 3 doing? As this is going on. It's around 6 a.m. at this point.
Okay. When do it? Wait. When was 8 hours?
8 hours from about 10.
Oh,
Right
so that was
now.
6 a.m. Okay, great. Okay. I'll get out. Go to the kitchen.
Okay,
get some
Yuffie
water.
walks out just next to you and
Mhm.
from his.
Doing the stretches. Morning.
Morning.
I-
You decided on a name for your sword.
Yes. But being dramatic as I am, I'd like to unveil it at the right time.
Of course. Sure. I'm just gonna get some water before I head out.
You did this weird thing with your eyes and like a ball.
What do you mean?
It's strange to watch, so I didn't really want to ask.
Huh?
But there's somebody I should be looking for. And if they're gone, I kind of want to know that they're gone and not just not here.
I'll help you, Yuffie. But do you have anything of theirs? Physically?
Well, I have my mother's cards, and the only thing I have from my father is his stories. I can show you what they.
A possession helps if they're from your mom. That's who we're trying to look for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If it'll make it easier.
You're gonna have to ask Vivian to use your pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do it before we all leave?
I don't want to do it. But I kind of promised somebody I would, so.
Okay, so is that now? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Now it's fine, I guess. Now it's fine.
Okay. Go get Vivian's pipe. I'm gonna get some water.
I'll find Vivian.
Vivian's just out
I'm
on the
just
futon.
scribbling on some papers, playing with Hithkel absentmindedly while I'm
At this
taking
point,
notes.
you did learn.
Yeah.
What
No,
was
I'm
it?
just taking passwall.
Password.
I'm just taking other notes.
'Kay.
I have a bunch of other spells, so I'm just figured I'm working on them.
Vivian, how are you today?
I'm well.
That's good.
How are you,
Good to
Yuffie?
hear. I'm fine. Just waking up and it's morning. Do you have that pipe?
I do. Yes.
Could I borrow it?
Yes. You
Wonderful.
can.
Great.
I'll give him some sage as well.
Yes. No?
Bye. Do
Do you come to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm like at the counter, and then Bath's is on the counter in front of me, and we're both just drinking water, and we like look at you at the same time as you walk in.
So, Yclad, we're friends at this point, right?
I would hope so.
Okay. So, as a friend, I don't know if I'm gonna like what you find if you find what I. To be honest, I'm kind of scared. Okay.
I can understand that. Yeah.
And I might be a fool. But on the chance that it is something that just doesn't really mesh well with me, I need you to promise me that you won't tell anyone else what you see.
Sure, it stays between us.
I'll hold you to that.
Really, it's just your business. I'm just the only one that can do this right now, so.
Yep. Well, if anything, I feel like I met you for a reason anyway, so.
That's oddly sweet. Okay.
I will blow into the pipe.
To the pipe.
Hand you the cards, actually.
Okay.
First, don't look at them. I don't know what they'll do.
Okay.
Dangerous.
I mean, you can look at the backs, but not the fronts. That's all.
Okay.
Do you look at the backs or the fronts?
Huh?
Do you sneak?
No, I assume he hands them to me face down.
Yeah,
right?
it's
yeah.
exact
Do you
face
try?
down.
Do you try?
No, I keep the orientation.
Okay.
I will close my eyes and blow into the pipe, and you see like a older-looking dwarven woman covered in like cloths and scarves and such, sitting at a low table with her feet crossed, with very like kind eyes and almost toothless grin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't. Are you half dwarven?
No.
I didn't think so. But
I was welcomed into a fold of a family, not born into one.
That makes sense. She looks like the town smoothsayer of my town. That's
Yeah, you probably could have met her. We traveled a lot. Or they traveled a lot before they met me.
Oh.
Any idea what her name is?
Well, the one from my town?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Does Evelyn ring a bell?
Nope.
Well, my family's pretty famous, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if you...
Okay, let's do this. Congrats. We'll hand him,
That's or
and I'll hand him the cards.
Morning for this shit.
I'm a tiny demon.
I need to do the ball thing.
You need both hands. Okay, fine. Okay, give me the cards.
grabs it out of the bag.
consistent.
Here's your prick.
It's a good duo act.
We'll flip you the book. And the energy courses from the book into his hands as he flattens the disc again, and as your eyes fly back into your head, the disc in front of you and illuminates the pages through its form. You find no one.
Okay. It's not that it failed, it's that
You didn't have the opportunity.
I would know that it's either because
On a different plane,
or they're dead.
or they're dead.
Okay.
Baz.
The imp doesn't look too good.
that they're either not here because they're, not in this realm, or they're not in this realm because their souls with more. Oh, thank goodness. This is good information.
I mean, it's better than them being happy without me.
Well, that's a different kind of morbid, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I dig it.
Okay,
Well, that doesn't mean that they weren't before they passed. It's been years. And I haven't looked until now.
well, that was just your mom, right?
Yeah. One more then. And then I'll show my dad.
Another one, eh?
Yeah, we'll just wait an hour till we leave, okay?
What?
We'll just wait another hour until we leave the house. Because we're gonna go to the burned down home.
Oh, yeah, you get too tired of using the magic that I give you. Fucking brat.
Then give me more magic.
When you like that? When you like that?
Yes, actually. I don't understand why you don't
That's
already.
too damn bad.
Yeah, for you.
I like to watch you just sit there twiddling your dick. No, actually, no.
Yeah.
It's too small.
Ha! You know,
does
we've
everyone
been
bully him?
together for a year. I would hope that you've at least grown some fondness of me.
No.
You're the one who gave me the book.
I didn't give you shit. I was in the book.
Do you guys want a second?
No.
You
Okay,
you
that's
hear just like
Yeah. It's just like a one-sided
yeah
conversation.
yeah.
The teeth gnashing.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Come on.
It's all right.
Squishes it back. Disc flies in front of you. You find no one.
Okay.
I'm gonna look better.
Same thing.
Okay. Sometimes when it's really, really quiet, I feel like I hear them calling my name. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There were 3 others, but I don't really have the endurance right now for that.
Neither do I.
I really appreciate this.
Yeah. Look, you've put a lot of effort into helping me gain perspective when I was a little stubborn when I first met you. I don't mind returning any sort of favor.
I'll remember this.
Thank you. You're all good.
Wow.
Damn this needy cat.
Wow.
There's a
I
cat.
will destroy you.
Yeah. They were at Dagomar's friend, I think.
I will destroy you.
That's Dagomaris' cat.
Out of the window, just tapping on it.
Are you sure? Are you sure you didn't try to get a bear and you got a cat instead?
Wow.
That
I would
for
have
just
recognized you,
Wow.
of course. I'm gonna
Wow.
open the window.
You can let him in.
Of course, he
And
wants to
then
come in.
Sniffing the ground, finds your
Tired.
pack that you set down on the ground. Grabs out one of the rations.
You
Don't
no.
make jokes anymore.
Am I really doing tug of war with the cat right now?
Make a strength.
Oh my
It's
fucking
just trying to
god.
get some bread, man.
Rage.
Don't break its neck.
What's
Okay,
wrong with
that's
you?
good. 18.
18, yeah.
You don't just
Meow.
get in here. And get free
Meow.
food.
Some
I don't.
food?
I take my. I put on my pack.
Yeah. Follows you. Meow.
Give him some food.
Baths.
Look at him.
Sure.
Bads.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no,
yes,
no, no.
yes.
I'm Vivian is here, right?
Yes.
Vivian is here.
Yes.
I don't eat cats.
Huh?
I don't eat cats.
No, you don't eat them. Just like scare them away. Flap your wings at them or something.
Do it.
Is Vivian?
What I get?
Don't scare the cat away.
What I get out of it?
We'll go get you a sandwich. From
I don't eat sandwiches either.
you like the PB&J from the wood farmers we traveled with.
Oh boy. I don't take this to heart. I ate it because you wouldn't fucking leave me alone about it. I don't eat food like you do. You want a secret? I've been eating your life force into matter.
Nice one. Can you get the cat, please?
Eating your life force brushes it off.
What am I gonna get in return?
What do you want, Beth?
Yeah, I fucking know.
Yeah,
And then it just like, and the cat sort of like arches its back. And the bats.
I can't do it anymore. It's embarrassing.
You guys have had your fun.
Okay.
The cat jumps out of the window.
I did it.
Poor cat. Why are we all bullying?
When would I be coming back?
It's only about 6:10 right now.
Okay.
So I'd say about like 7 you'd probably get back.
I'm gonna return Vivian's pipe.
Okay.
Thanks. Really, does sage get you high, or is it just for fun?
I just didn't have anything else to smoke out of it. I was trying to show someone's face the first time I used it, and Hector got me this, and I don't think I've ever smoked before, so I just did the sage.
That's a drug pipe. You put drugs in it. We're gonna have to get you some drugs. It's a recreational tool for fun.
It's a magical tool that has helped us a lot.
Yeah, but doesn't mean you can't use it for fun.
I don't want to punch my companions.
Well, don't do bad drugs. You do fun drugs.
You feel the only drug I've ever seen anyone use other than alcohol is Sklitz Prime, so I don't really know what you're talking about.
You've never heard of weed before?
No.
There is fantasy weed.
Yeah, there is. That's fun.
Please don't get Vivian.
We'll
She
fix
won't
it.
be able to cope.
I'm green her out.
No, we'll figure it out. That is definitely for recreational use.
Okay.
You should try it at least. It's weird that they don't have drugs in the Underdark. You would think that living there, you'd want to be inebriated almost all the time. That's not an insult. I mean that as an insult. I'm sorry.
I didn't live there. I mean, I lived there for a couple days, I think, before I crawled out.
So you're telling me Hector has seen the things that he's seen and he doesn't do weed? He doesn't do drugs?
I don't remember. I was also a child, so I don't really think he was probably doing drugs around me. Anyways, what are we all? I don't know where Dagamaris went.
You think he's still mad about?
I'll say the scrying stuff, by the way. It did take about 30 minutes, and while you guys are talking, at about 7:10 or so, Dagamaris does. You hear as the door closes.
Faye? Oh, hey.
You guys are in the kitchen, right?
No, they're in
The
family
common
room,
area, yeah.
with,
Oh.
in front of the.
So
big
right
room.
where I
Yeah.
walk in. Cool. I picked up my new clothes.
Cool.
Where I was. All right, we're going to get your sword.
Right.
I'm into Ferocia, and you are going to a burnt down house.
I'm gonna chill for a little bit and then I head out.
All right.
We can meet you there if you're still there by the end of it.
Yeah, how long do you think you guys will be?
Depends how long we're at Ferocia's.
I'll check in with you in 2 hours.
Okay, it'll probably be longer than that. So
it'll just be a check-in.
Okay. So, you head to the burnt down.
I want to
go downstairs first.
Okay, so you go downstairs at the same time that all of you guys are going, correct?
Sure. And they'll just split off and walk
Yeah,
out.
they'll just split off.
And then,
You see a different person than the kid.
Okay.
A dwarven man. You've seen him before.
hey,
yeah.
there was a book about dreams here. I was hoping to check out.
Dream book. All right. What one? Do you know what it's called?
No, actually, I'm sorry. I don't remember. The kid who worked here before, he got it from...
he still works here, yeah.
Right. He was here prior when
Aye.
he gave it to me. Do I remember the spot that it was in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I point to that spot? It was like
It's empty.
right there. Oh, and it's not there right now. Okay.
Want anything else? You can just browse and read if you want.
Yeah, I'll just browse. That's
All right, excellent. Let me know if you need anything. Want some tea, lad?
Yeah,
I'll
actually.
brew it up a little bit. All right, you like chamomile?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, and you all three head to the open smithy once more.
1 hour later.
So, where are you guys headed?
Yeah, it's one ooze. We fought
Ferocia.
like 20.
So you guys are going to Ferocia, you guys are going to the university. Okay. You head to the address that was on the wanted board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has it been an hour?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say while this is all going on.
I would have wanted to revisit the wanted board and check the poster again.
Okay, just to refresh the address.
Yeah,
Sure.
and then also like remember who it said to talk to about it afterwards.
It does not say a name. It just says help clear fire damage remnants.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay, so you go to the address. Okay, it looks to be on the southern western portion of town, away from the forest. Not in the outer village. It seems to have been a large townhome, as most of the town is made out of. A tall, thin building with multiple stories, multiple way windows. However, all of it has been burnt nearly to the ground. Its roof caved in between the two other buildings that it's near, and ash and char licking the sides of both the buildings that it was near. You see a couple people, volunteers by the looks of it, along with, not deserted, but a different type of authority, wearing blue, thick cloth with a vest, or not a vest, but a jacket that folds over, somewhat like a chef's vest, with 2 buttons going down to 8 buttons total down the front of their chest, and what looks to be a badge, a circular badge, right on their chest, wearing a flat cap on the top.
Okay.
There's a mustache and a burly, sort of fat neck. Hey.
Hi. You're not part of the deserted, are you?
No. Oh no. What's your business?
I saw about this. I came to help.
All right. How old are you?
19.
Lift 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I carried this. I point to my pack. I carry this thing around all the time.
It's a heavy bag.
Did you also not have
And I know that you know it's a heavy bag by the way you're slumping your shoulders.
Yeah, sure.
It's
But
the
if
plate
I can
now.
do this, I can easily do
full
15.
plate.
Sure. I'm not going to turn away volunteers, all right? We're just going to have you sign some paperwork, turn away liability, all that.
Okay, that's all I'm carrying.
The Schwenton private security doesn't hold any accountability for any injuries that you may or may not endure while clearing out this building.
That's it. Makes sense.
Sign it, please.
Do I see anything on it about things that are found in the fire?
Make an investigation.
Okay, great. It's fine. Are you serious? 15.
That's not bad. Yeah, you do. As you a quick read over, it says that any and all found items that were not severely damaged by the fires should be returned to the Schwenten private security for redistribution.
Okay. It says should be.
In legalese, that means is by contract, as you write upon this line.
Fine. Yeah, whatever. I sign it.
Okay, so you sign it. All right, then. Just grab a shovel. There's no real rhyme or reason. You just clear it out so we can demolish the building without any damage. We're just looking for any private property that might have been left over. It's actually the last 2 days of our operation.
Okay.
Doubt you're gonna find anything.
Sure. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, fire. It burnt down.
Right. Oh, I wonder how the fire started.
Something hot, probably. Probably ignited some glue like fire does. I don't know. I'm not a fire expert. Are you? You gonna go in there? Oh, candle started 3 in the morning. Spread to the curtains. Is that what you're here for?
And if I was?
I say more power to you. I guess.
Okay.
Well, it's a weird profession to have.
No, I'll help. No worries.
All right.
Thank you.
Then what are you doing while you're here?
Huh? Okay. My passive investigation is 19.
But you're actively looking for things. Passive investigation is for finding traps.
Oh, that's tight. Passive 19.
I guess.
Because it's not, you're not like doing something else and then you accidentally, you're very much looking for things, which means that it's not passive anymore.
It's not, sure.
Right.
Okay, so, fine, I would, okay, can I be investigating while I'm clearing stuff out?
Sure, make an athletics check and investigation check. Which one are you trying to do more?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I guess investigation.
Okay, well then do an athletics check with disadvantage.
Easy, 2 nat 20s.
Gross. So, 3 for athletics.
Okay. 3 athletics, and what's the investigation? Not with disadvantage.
Sorry, you're right. Jeez.
This cheating whore. Wanted to roll 3 times.
Nat 20 on investigation.
Oh! Makes up for it though.
What's that total?
20 big.
29.
Yeah.
20 big! Alright, so you are just sort of like looking around. Again, you don't. Are you proficient with performance?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So you're definitely like holding like like a brick of like wood or something like that. Not doing very well with the athletics, but you 3 eventually make your way to the university. At this point, it's around
her at some point.
Okay, so as you're walking through, but when you get there, it's going to be around 9:15 a.m.
Vivian, if Eupheme is listening, I don't know magic.
Pretend like I'm not.
But you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did want to apologize for yesterday. You were not there when I used Sklitz Prime the last time. And I'm not saying that I do not know Faye's account, but I know my account. And I know that last night I got angry because you sounded exactly like Faye sounded when I took Sklitz Prime. And as you know, we were both came out of the Underdark. We knew nothing about the world. And so when I took Sklitz Prime, it was just at a time when I just took a small bit. And, of course, it has the reactions it has. And I got angry at Faye. And I punched him. But it was because of what he had said, which sounded very much like the way you talked to me last night. So I'm sorry, that is why I got angry again. I'm trying not to become angry as much as I used to. I'm not using Sklitz Prime. I was gifted it, and I have it. And I know that I will use it in case I ever need to be strong. But it's a last-ditch effort. But I'm sorry about last night. It was like bringing up PTSD of, it's like talking about rats and things, just in a different way. It must have left a mark on my brain, is all I'm saying. The Splits Prime the first time. So you sounding like Faye triggered something in me, so I'm sorry.
Dagomars. What I was looking for in that conversation was some sense of awareness that perhaps you punching Faye was because you were under the influence of a drug that induces violence. And no matter what he said, that doesn't necessarily mean he deserved to be punched. Now I suppose that it does make sense that perhaps you were under the influence of Sklits, and it left some mark on your brain. But I think the conclusion you should be drawing then is that perhaps the anger that you felt was the lasting remark, and not me sounding like Faye. Thank you for your apology. But I don't think you quite understand what was going on. And I'm gonna keep walking.
Tice Markwood.
I feel really good right now. Wow. Dagger Morris must be having such a bad time right now.
Dagomars is very confused. Dagomars is like, I won't say what Dagomars is thinking, because then it would be out in the open and we can't metagame.
What is happening? Anyway, you guys make it to the town hall, the egg-shaped tower in the center of the university. People running at this point in the early hours. You see all of the young and somewhat moderately old half-elven individuals running, cups of coffee in their hands, sort of running from place to place in the early hours of the of class. But you enter through, you see the half circle just in front of the large wooden semi-temporary wall covered in paintings and artistic renderings of various things. Walk up to the desk.
Oh, I did want to make sure that I waved at the groundskeeper while we were coming on.
She wasn't there.
I've seen you before. Were you here just yesterday?
Yeah.
Are you back again?
Why are we here again?
Yes, why are you?
I came to talk to Shafra about something.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't know, motherfucker.
Shaffer is in. Ferocia is not.
Okay.
She all right?
Yeah, she's just been busy ever since, like 2 days ago. It's been pretty hectic around here. I don't know. The deserted have been moving along. We're not told anything. Sure, make an
I
insight.
know he's probably on the up and up. Just
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to put the feelers out.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
I was excited for a second.
Natural.
Well, if you want to head up. Shaffer is not in the greatest mood today.
Did something happen?
Generally or today?
Today.
Not that I know of. I think that it's just been. You all heard about all the people they found dead in the catacombs?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's starting to leak out, not entirely to the public, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that. So,
That's not surprising.
However,
That's actually what
could it have
we're
leaked?
coming.
So, you guys walk up?
This watered down ale is so strong.
You watered down your ale. I forgot.
I'm
That's
so drunk off
so
this.
funny.
It's just water.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay.
So, you guys knock on 317. A different person, clean cut, looks to be androgynous. Can't really tell what gender they are. Hello?
Hi. Sorry, just knee-jerk reaction. Vivian, you need
That's
something.
fine. I was hoping to speak with Shafra about the stone I turned in yesterday. I was wondering.
Are you Vivian?
Yes.
Okay. Just a second. Let me see if he's up to that. Closes the door.
Sorry, I was going to help.
Already closed the door.
Okay.
I was gonna help.
After about 2 minutes, you hear some ruffling and Shafra opens the door. More bad news?
No, I was actually coming to offer.
Come in.
Okay.
Walks back, sits at where you saw Ferocia last time. Sits in her chair.
You look haggard.
It's been a bad couple of days. One thing after another. It's not your fault, though I do dream of beating you all for bringing it all to my attention.
Apologies.
Specifically you, and I do not know why. Probably something to do with what that man said. The stress that has put upon all of us. If you die, so do we all. You can understand. Anyway, what is it, Vivian?
The stone I handed you yesterday.
Yes.
I was wondering if you lot have any leads on how to destroy it, or if I may, under your supervision,
We're
take a bit of a crack at it.
Going to put it in cement and bury it.
But the souls will still be trapped inside of it.
You have to free him.
I know. There's just no. I have no idea how. We've smashed it with sledgehammer.
Okay, so that's what I was I was wondering if you had any means to, and you don't. This is going to sound bad. I promise it's not.
Okay.
When we were exploring the Erlendish ruins, we came across some texts about soul transmutation.
Okay. Yes. Get on with it. What is
yes,
it?
I learned a little bit of it.
Of soul transmutation.
Yes. And
Oh, okay.
and
Yes, that sounds very bad.
Yes.
Now I expect you to pick up the pace.
And I was wondering if I could possibly use what I know about it to free the souls inside of the stone.
Persuasion check with disadvantage.
I handed him the stone. I gave him the stone, and I gave him the rock, and I'm here to help.
No, you're right. I think it would be with disadvantage, but you were very honest before. I'll say persuasion flat.
Bardic inspiration.
Thank you.
I'll allow it. It's not always through song.
Okay.
You can telepathically give her inspiration.
Persuasion.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's really sexy. That's gonna be 26. That's 26. 26. Thank you for that. That rolled a 5. That's a 26.
Okay.
Thanks, Ivor.
Thank God. I was prepared to use my inspiration. I was like, if I don't roll well on this one,
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
With supervision.
Yes, that's yes.
Okay. Come back tonight then. We'll have it prepared. Not here. No, just come here. We'll do it in the courtyard.
Thank you.
Do not thank me yet.
Okay.
If you try anything, I don't even have time to punish you. Just don't.
I won't.
They're souls. They've suffered enough.
I made a promise to myself when I learned it that I didn't want to abuse anyone who didn't deserve it, and they don't.
What an interesting caveat. Sure, is that all?
That's all I have.
I was wondering. I will be getting rid of this sword. I was wondering if you wanted it. It is drow.
What? No. Why would I need your sword?
I do not know.
Also, that is a...
Silver sword, I know.
I know you know what material it's made out of. I'm saying that that sword is more ornate than I've seen many of the more regal female Erlendi coming out with. Some have been wearing some rather gaudy things, though they are made a little bit less ornate when they are covered in their slaves' blood that they used as meat shields. But that is not covered in any visible slave blood, so you might be able to get quite a nice price for it.
All right.
I'm sorry. It's been a bad day. It's been about a couple of days. Do not mean to be so curt.
It's understandable. We can get out of your hair.
Yes, I just came to say hi.
I appreciate it. Again, do not think that I am not thankful for what you have done, regardless of events yet come to pass. Sorry, I apologize for my behavior. This is not like me.
Times are a bit more than tough.
You may leave.
I'll see you at 7?
8.
8.
All right.
It's a date.
Leave.
Okay, so you all leave.
It's a date.
Yclad,
Yeah.
what you find.
Okay.
So you begin to maneuver very slowly. Small bits
Yeah.
of broken down wood, chunks of brick that have fallen down. You see a couple of things with that natural 20 of yours. You see that there's a layer of ash underneath the dry bit that is a bit more packed, a bit more dense. And as you really dig into the wood, in some places far away from the sun and underneath the shadow of some of the beams, it's a bit moist. The second thing you find is an oddity. Some of the ash near the stairs leading up sort of kicked or like smeared onto the wall doesn't seem like the ash of the wood, and rather it looks like ash of leaves fallen gently upon some of the stairs. If you want to make a intelligence check, I'll say add proficiency because you rolled a natural 20.
Cool.
Nice. Ooh.
21. Okay. This looks like some form of smoking leaf. In the pattern that it's been speckled on, you see so little. Again, I want to reiterate, natural 20. But as you see that,
on the wall.
it's like, yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
someone might have put something out there and speckled it and gotten shoved in one of the corners. But as you're looking at that, why, mate, I'm sorry. You're literally just taking up space. You've moved one brick
You've been here for 30 minutes. What are you doing? I just see you rummaging, sticking a finger in ash. You looking for something?
Oh, sorry, I just got a little distracted. I'll get back to it.
No. I just said you were a waste of space here. You're getting in the way. Just leave, lad. You got better things to do. You're so young, yeah? Go, I don't know, frolicking fields. Snog somebody, I don't know. Hey? You carrying around a 76-pound backpack? Maybe you got a better physique than you look like right now. Underneath your shirt. Go to the pubs. Do all that.
At 7:30 a.m.?
No, I'm saying just frolic through the fields through the rest of the day, and then at night go to the fucking pubs. I'm just trying to give you some advice that isn't lugging around a brick for 30 minutes. Better use of your time.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you later, kid.
Is it the same guard that talked to me? Yeah, okay. Alright. A little about the house. How many stories was it?
3.
Was it burned down to 1?
No, the second floor was still up, and that's what you were at.
How was
The
that?
third floor had caved in along with the ceiling.
Right, with the okay. And then okay. And it was in between 2 other houses. Okay.
It's one other thing you find.
Okay.
With a natural 20. Actually, I'm gonna have you roll a perception check for me, and we're gonna go back to when you were investigating. Roll a perception check.
Split it. Okay.
I forgot to ask you to do this.
25.
This man don't miss.
In the heat of battle.
Yeah.
Yclad, all of the energy goes directly to his eyeball.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're investigating, you see in the ash, in some of the ash, you see very large footprints. But as you're looking around to the other volunteers, some of them large feet, maybe size 10, 11, though these look to be size 14. And as you walk past the bar, the guard, looks to be size 10 feet.
Is it a intelligence check to see if I remember anybody with that big feet?
You don't have keen mind, so I'm not gonna allow it.
Yeah, okay.
Even if you did, there's no fucking way you guys are remembering people's feet size, dude. And you know, I'm not
Maybe
gonna lie.
Vivian's just been dreaming about worms this whole time.
I was about to say, unless you're dreaming about worms, you're not remembering everyone's feet.
Hold on, I do want to say, the biggest man that I have seen so far of
Is
significance,
Titus
Mirkwood.
Yes.
What the
Does
fuck
it
is
look like he
burning?
has size 14 feet?
No. If you had to,
His
I
toesies?
will say that you
Okay.
remember most of what Titus Mirkwood looked like.
Sure.
He had about size 13 to size 12 and a half feet.
Wow, bigger than Titus. Fucking okay.
Well, not necessarily bigger than Titus.
Bigger
feet.
toes.
Bigger.
Fine.
That's
Yeah.
what I meant. Bigger
Yeah,
feet than
Bigger
Titus.
toesies.
Okay. Ash on the wall was from some sort of smoking leaf. That you said the ash underneath
The upper layer, the lowest layer of ash was a bit more dense,
more packed,
and then a little bit moist.
It was
in the
moist. Does my intelligence check help me understand what that is about?
Nope.
Is that a separate check, or I just don't know?
I'm just gonna say that is up to your real life intelligence to decide.
Okay. Wow. Do I remember whose house this was?
No, it didn't say.
They didn't say. Okay, I'll shit. How far away is the inn from here?
It's about 25 minutes away.
Yeah, I'll go back to the inn.
Okay, so you go back to the suite. Where are you 3 heading?
Have you been contacted by the boy?
Not yet.
Should we contact him?
I can send to him.
Who are you sending to?
Yclad.
Okay.
Are you?
We're all
okay.
done. Are you? Did you find anything useful, or what are you up to?
Oh, you sent 5 minutes early. I was gonna write to you in 5 minutes. I'm done. I got kind of shooed away at the site. Something odd there. We can all talk about it. I'm back at the...
He's back at the inn. He said he found something odd, but he got shooed away.
Alright, then are you two okay going back to the inn?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
I really am just tagging along.
Alright.
I was getting like third wheelie vibes at one point, but now I think I'm good.
I don't understand what that means, but alright.
Like you guys were talking about your previous arch nemesis, enemy.
Who?
Faye.
He was not an arch enemy. He was just someone that, during a part of my life, was very not someone I got along with.
That much is obvious.
Yes.
So you all head back to the inn. It's around 10:03 when you guys get back to the inn. Sorry, no, more like 10:13. When you guys get back to the suite, Yclad is waiting in the family room.
Hi. How'd you guys errand go? Fruitful?
I'm going back at 8 tonight to try and figure out what I can about the stone. Other than that, yes, I think we were quite...
You went there for the unveiling. It was the Prophet's Dirge.
The Prophet's Dirge. Okay. I like that. You like that?
Oh yeah.
What did you find?
A house is 3
It's a
stories
good
tall. The 3rd story caved in where the roof was, and the 1st and 2nd story were burned up. I found on the staircase on the 2nd floor, on the wall, I found a really small portion that looked like it was like ash from smoking leaf, like someone had put something out on the wall. I assume that's the origin of the fire. That's the only thing I saw that could make sense, although they were close to clearing out all the debris. But on the bottom layer of ash, it was really dense, really packed in. And then in the places where there was shade, it was damp.
Like somebody pissed on it?
Well, how long ago was the fire? Do we know this? Like,
Do I remember from the flyer?
It's on the 10th, or right? No.
it was the 10th? Yeah, man.
Maybe the
If
last
my
child
piss
was
if I pissed on the ground and it was wet still 10 days later or whatever, 8-9 days later, I don't know what I drank.
Gatorade blue.
Wait, so you said
April
the
28th?
ash was densely
No.
packed?
Yeah, on the very bottom layer.
April?
On the bottom.
April.
Oh, jeez.
And then lastly, footprints. But the only reason that these were out of place is because I saw no one that was helping there, nor none of the guards with the size 14 foot.
And you say that you thought this mark from a smoking leaf is what could have caused the fire? That's a hypothesis
Yeah, that's my guess.
or an inference.
I don't know if it really matters what started the fire.
Did the people who lived there die in the fire, or are they still alive somewhere?
Yeah, I don't remember that info. It wasn't on the flyer.
Well, we should
I see.
find that out because
We should. I mean,
maybe
I
they
remember,
smoke and maybe they have size 14 feet.
I remember people like talking about it, so I wonder if other people
did that girl use Scryon? How big was her feet?
Who?
Not as big as a size 14? You sure? Yes?
Looking at her feet.
Yeah, Yclad. looking at her feet. Bats sort of crawls over.
Oh, are we still sitting here talking about fucking nothing?
And you would like to be doing?
Anything but. Yclad. When I was driving everyone in your fucking down mad using the power of the book, and you came to me and you said, you opened up the book and you, oh please, help me save my town. I agreed. Only because I thought that you were gonna be cool. And travel around. And we did that for a year. I saw a lot of things. You saw a lot of people with my power. The power. I won't say mine. It's not my power.
Yeah.
What? We've been here for 3 days.
Yes, and you know that I want to
got a
leave
lot done.
on my goal as much as anyone else.
He's such a dick.
Look, it's not my fault. My dad found your book, but
I
Know
don't have
stuff
anything
like
to do
this.
with that.
yeah, I didn't.
I don't know where your dad is.
I know you don't know where my dad is. That's why.
Also, I say. Wouldn't you like to know
Wouldn't I like to know what?
anything about your dad?
Well, yeah, yes.
Well, if I knew, I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think we've been over this after a year.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to remind you that you're my bitch, not the other way around. Alright? You suckle at the same teat that I do.
Yeah, and
Why are
when
we suckling?
wouldn't I just be your absolute bitch if I just decided to, you know, put a little flamey flame on the book here?
You can't burn the book. Oh, you think you're gonna... You're bound to it. You're gonna dump it in the ocean, you wake up with it on your chest, you fucking nimwit. And I exist outside of the book now, 'cause you signed your name.
We all signed our fucking name.
I didn't.
Am I so insufferable?
Being here is, and I'm not gonna lie, she is rather insufferable.
What the fuck have
What
I
about-
done?
What about Vivian?
We're just watching him chatter too.
Yeah.
What about Vivian?
I just don't like necromancers all that much.
Even the evil
He's
guy's
a
like, I
fucking
fucking.
demon doesn't
I
like
hate
necromancers
evil.
all that much. Suck my balls.
Necromancy, that's evil
Frankly.
shit. Necromancy, too evil for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at
She's not a fan. And he does it.
Look,
Doesn't do it all that much. Oh, now that guy does it. Not a fan of that either.
look,
Listen to me.
you're stuck with me. I'm stuck with them.
When are we leaving, Yclad? Alright? I'm tired of being here.
Eupheme, how long is your sword gonna take?
2 days, I think.
Where are we going after that? Do I get to use any of his magic?
His magic.
No.
This magic.
Yes.
We just did this morning.
That's not enough.
What do you want? Baths?
I want to go places where we can use the magic. A lot. I like when you use it.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun when I use it too.
Yeah,
But-
it's fun.
Uh-huh. But who's the one who didn't put out when we fought the hags?
You said put out to me. You're 19. You don't say put out to me. Listen,
19.
I did plenty of putting out. I just didn't have. It is not strong enough. Your form can't take the magic. As much as you'd like to use it.
Fine. Would you like to go practice our form?
No, it's not about that. I'm tired of being here. When are we leaving, Yclad? This isn't adventuring. Oh, no, of course, there's one way to start, doing something in this town, too.
You can't.
All right. And he into the book. You open up the page, you see him. But you do see a strange sensation reverberating in your fingertips.
We're just sitting there looking.
A familiar sensation.
Right. He's bluffing. Okay.
What just happened?
That's kind of how it is when you guys were bickering at one time.
Yes, but at least we were speaking a language.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't listening.
He's just a little antsy. What are we doing for the rest of the day?
What just happened? You just had an argument with your little creature.
Everyone make a wisdom saving.
Wow.
Wow,
Not it.
we. Oh, sexy though.
Oh no!
Oh no, the Mac!
Friendly fire.
What'd you roll?
19.
19.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Natural one.
You fail. You fail. You succeed.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So,
A dirty 20.
Yclad and Vivian, you sit there, continuing a
Can
conversation.
I do oh, I can't. Favored by the gods doesn't even work. Well, because it's a saving throw. So
You feel a warm sensation at your back. Cold sweat beginning to subconsciously perspirate through your pores. Moment passes. Look to the side at first, and you see the wood shift slightly. Look over Dagamoris. Eupheme at this point begins reaching for his eye,
Whoa.
pushing greatly. You see it begin to bulge from the socket.
Can I slap his hand away?
Does Vivian see that too?
Make a dexterity check.
Okay, yeah.
Dagamoris begins,
I need that.
pulls out his greatsword.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. Dagomars.
Holy fuck.
Doesn't say anything.
I'm polymorphing him.
Okay, make a wisdom save with disadvantage. What'd you dex?
Nat 1 on the dex.
Natural 1. Okay. So you watch, you try and escape from him as he pushes forward, his eye pops from his socket as he cradles it.
Yclad, what is happening? Are you
I-
polymorph?
Natural one. So I polymorph.
Yes.
He's
so
a
you're
slug.
polymorph.
I
So
pick
you-
him up.
Slug.
Okay.
However, as you hear that,
Fucking fuck.
the street screams begin to erupt. And you look out momentarily as people begin stabbing at their arms. Blood.
What's
squirting.
happening?
I want to rip open the book.
Okay, so you
Like,
rip open the book.
Bats!
What was that about me bluffing? So, what are we doing then? Say quick.
I leave.
Lest them minds begin to melt.
I leave
Say it.
tonight. I need to know where we're going.
What do you mean, where are we going? Was this
I begin our journey. You guys will meet me when you're done in this town. I need to know where we're going first.
Pools.
Pools. Sounds great.
Did you do this?
And you hear.
Did you do this? Yclad.
Let's go.
Are you going to say anything?
Wow, she's grating on the ears.
Gets on your shoulder.
Are we leaving right now?
Can you wait till tonight?
Say some noise.
Everything. You're sitting back down again. All of you imagined it. A trick of the mind. You theme you. Your eye in your socket. Street looks fine. Doesn't look like anything happened.
I'm not a slug.
No, you are a slug. because Vivian actually cast that spell in response. However, you see that. You see that.
I will dispel it.
Dagger Mars.
What the fuck was that?
Some bad memories.
No,
bad
no,
memories,
there's
it
going to
just
be more
happened.
than that. There's going to be more than that.
It just happened. It's not a memory. It just happened.
Yeah.
Was I the only one who smoked the pipe?
What was that?
I'll be gone tonight.
No. You are going to explain more than that, or we aren't meeting back up.
Yeah, something. No, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want. It's so much more fun. So much more fun when they can't hear me. Don't you agree? You have to explain all of it. How you gonna? You can't. You don't know what's going on. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
They'll still believe me.
Don't look like they believe you. That one looks like he's gonna punch you in the face in about 2 seconds. And the woman, well, I don't know, maybe she's turning you into a slug. Huh?
Then I wouldn't have to hear you.
You still would. Slugs should hear me.
Bats wants to go. That was him saying so.
Euphem's eye just popped out of his head in an imaginary world.
Okay, so you did see that.
I did see that.
I tried to slap your arm.
And you continue to pretend like I'm not asking a question where that is not the answer.
What's your question, Vivian?
What just happened?
Bats did whatever he does and gave us all some psychic trauma.
And he.
You told him to do that?
No, I didn't tell him to do that. I told you he was getting antsy about leaving. I told him he can wait 2 days, and then he said he couldn't.
I thought you could control that thing.
Mostly because we're bound to each other, but
But obviously not.
this is the most ornery he's been since I've met him.
Because we stayed somewhere for 3 days.
This fucking weird looking imp creature.
Can you get back into like a bat or something?
Can he understand us?
No.
Yeah, he can understand you guys.
Alright, so you're leaving?
Yes, I'm going to go talk to someone.
I do not
first.
care. Vivian, come with me, please. I need to
before
talk. Stop! Shut up! Come with me, Vivian.
Oh, I'm going.
Stands and leaves.
Okay, Yclad.
Look, if I'm gonna actually be splitting off you guys from a significant amount of time, I would rather to have more than just Vivian's name in my book.
Just a second.
Would you mind? Huh?
Just a second.
What do you want?
If I were staying for a bit, should I do something for me? In payment? time.
A new what?
In due time, Yclad.
So you're telling me we're not leaving now? Early?
I want to leave tomorrow night. I should find out why or where you're going now. Just in case.
Oh, we're going to pools. Can
Are
I?
you sure about that?
Yeah. Can I just leave now and then you not do whatever crazy thing you're fucking thinking of?
I think you'll enjoy it too.
I think I wouldn't.
I disagree. I'm saying that it. Sign a contract. I fear your life forcing me. Like you said, we're bound to one another. I feel your rage. I do. I feel it in you.
No, he's not talking about you.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Find out where we're going.
Okay, and if it happens to still be pools?
That's fine. There's no problem with me. Don't care where we're going as long as we're on the move. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. You know, we got plans. There's a reason why I let you sign your name in that book.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure that your daddy has some big idea in mind that you don't care to divulge. As long as you help me find my dad.
You got malleable soul energy, you gotta love it. That's why you're able to use me. Your life force is strong. I like you, Yclad, but only to an extent. Remember, you're in mine, and the person whose power you use is whims. So listen to me, lest you just want to be a little 19-year-old boy again.
Tomorrow night.
We'll leave, but before then, we have a little gift to your happy friend. And just had the audacity of yelling at you. We're linked, so you yell at me too. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Friends have disagreements.
He's not my friend, and he's not yours either. Yclad. He's got 3 months to live, so I'll have fun with him while I have the chance. And you can watch him squirm with me. I don't like disrespect, and you carry my power, so you're not gonna be disrespected. You understand me?
You're a rat bastard.
I am. Continue to talk to your whitehead weird friend.
Anyway,
We
what
are
are you two
toxic
doing?
in the group chat today. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Stem. I would kill that fucking flying bat thing in an instant if I could do. I don't know. It's so strong. Maybe.
There's probably not anything we can do about it. It's bound to the book.
Or it's bound to him, the kid. If it happens again, I do not want to kill him, but I might have to. And I just wanted to let you know. Just so that you don't think I'm going and attacking incorrectly. But if this thing is attached to his soul...
I could hear them screaming outside in the street as well. I don't think that's something that I want to see happen ever
And
again.
I don't know if that was in our imagination, but wasn't there something said about his...
I was there. Yeah. When you said about your town, you just mentioned, "Oh, my town was crazy," and then I left. And
Yeah,
got back.
I said that to the party.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I was there before he said that his town had been crazy until they left. So something along those lines. So I don't doubt that he could do something like that.
We need some more transparency about what exactly is going on before we say we're going to make threats.
Agreed. I don't want to make threats. I just want to let you know because I am.
No, I agree. Was that similar, at least in the feeling that I resisted to what we experienced in Avenor? The madness?
In Avenor?
Just that same vibe?
I'm gonna say you're not really an expert on madness.
No,
or illusion
I'm
magic.
not,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
an expert on
I know.
anything.
You
yeah.
can't really discern the difference between, like, again, if you were an illusion wizard, possibly.
Oh no, sorry. I just meant what I remember from what I felt.
It's a madness is madness to you because you're not learned on the subject.
Sure.
I just wanted to let you know before I acted. If I ever do, I just wanted you to know.
Okay. I can't tell you where I'll stand on it yet, but
That is fine.
I understand where you're coming from.
Because it is not that I know I will be dying in 3 months or less, but I would rather not have everyone die. I would rather not have the town die as well.
I don't think it was Yclad's fault. I don't think he commanded him to do it. So I think the more information we can find out about the demon, the better.
I agree.
But I did not know it was that dangerous when we first started traveling with him, and I have some trepidation about it now. Obviously.
Same here.
Okay.
All right.
Keep an eye on it.
Absolutely.
Okay, what are you two talking about as they are in the bath or in the kitchen?
What did you just ask me? Was it talking about me? Oh well, now he's saying weird. I mean, in a good way, right? I don't know. I don't care at all. Seek approval from a weird imp thing that made my eye pop out. Sorry, but I tried to swipe your hand. I'm not very fast. That's the apology. I'm sorry that he did that. I didn't. Look, do you know that has he done that before? Yeah, it's in my hometown. I didn't know it was him specifically until just now. That's why I thought he was bluffing. First idea is just to leave. That's what? What do you mean? When crazy shit like that happens, you just leave? My town? You were gonna leave. Just now. Right now. That's because that's what he wanted. Is that what he wanted before? Yes. But he says we can wait till tomorrow night. I figure out where we're going for sure. And then I'll get a head start. Listen, Yclad, you're a good kid, and I owe you. Sorry, I said I was going to stop doing that. I care about your safety. That's scary shit, but whatever you're going through, you don't have to go through it alone. You think I'm leaving because I'm trying to escape you guys? No, I'm just saying that maybe a little brainstorming would have been better than just yelling that you're going to leave. I know it's very scary. But some things we can't do alone. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think I'll be alone for that long. It's okay. All right. Sorry, were you asking me something else before he interrupted? I don't remember.
At that point, Dagmaris and Vivian come back in.
I'm gonna go talk to some people. And then,
Yes, you were going to talk to us real quick.
right now,
Yes. It seems like the best time.
okay, well, yeah, it'd be nice if we could solidly.
Apologize for raising our voices.
No. We're not. First, we are to.
You see him. See his face. Imagine it. Limp and lax.
So, if we could hammer out exactly where we're going. You said pools?
That's if you're all still okay with going to Cruel. I know you were interested in it because you think your father might be there based on Hector's journal. I'm interested in going there because Hector's there. It's up to the other two. Mainly Dagamaris.
We go to. I'm sorry. Are we going Cruel via pools or just straight to Cruel?
I believe the path was Pools to, I believe it was either Port Trelio or Waldoboro, and then from
Trullo.
there. From Trullo? Fuck! There's like 6 towns down there, man! To Trullo.
There's 3.
There's 3 port towns.
Waldoboro, Port Trelio, and Trullo.
Yeah.
It's half of what you said.
Whatever. It was an exaggeration for effect. To Trullo. And then from Trullo to Cruel.
Okay. Either way, then it's due west, right?
Yes.
Okay. Easy enough. I mean, I'm not gonna get there in a day.
That's a nice place.
Oh, I'm sure you like it.
I hate it. But for killing necromancers, and that's all good on me.
How do you seem to? Why do you not like necromancy? Tell me that, huh?
Who would?
For something that doesn't like the evil of necromancy, you sure are an evil
It's
little
not that I
prick.
don't like the evil of it, I just don't like necromancy.
So you don't like it because it's evil?
No, I don't like it because it's necromancy, you fucking top.
Yeah, you're making total sense, right? Anyways, oh, hold on. I'm talking in common. When yeah, okay, all right. So you are hearing me in common.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So we heard the whole thing when you were like, "Do it, I dare you." Like, do it, you won't, and then that all happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we heard that. Oh, you
Cade. Does Dagamaris
No, it's fine. I already did it. Dagamaris.
Does Dagamaris need
Dagamaris is
some
fine.
weed?
Does Dagamaris need some weed? Maybe. Dagamaris.
See how mad he's eating.
Too bad.
It's okay. I heard you fucking say test. Try it.
What if we
Don't
did it
try
because
saved
I
you.
like the lack of conflict in this group, okay?
Sorry, the majority of the conflict comes from him.
That's an interesting observation.
He's dying anyway. Just do it now. The white-haired one likes you. He'll fight with you. Come on.
Eufeme doesn't have white.
Oh my god. You're a leech.
No, it's not.
Okay. So, that's it. Due west. Great. He said that he'll wait till tomorrow night, so I'll leave then.
By the
You
way,
do understand.
the more you hear him, Eufeme, the more you're beginning to sort of understand him in very slight amounts.
Jesus.
He is speaking in a very, 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 very morphed celestial language.
Oh, this was like an accent.
Like a dialect.
It is an ancient version of celestial that is almost completely removed from modern. And so the more you hear him, you get tiny bits that you understand. Very tiny.
So, the first question you will answer before we even talk about finalizing our plans is what is happening?
Our
shit fell in his mouth.
And I want that to stop making noises.
And he at you.
What's he gonna do if he hits you? Use your magic.
In everyone's brain. But the amp.
They're all connected.
Let's not antagonize it right now.
He doesn't know I can hear through your head. Perfect.
Do they hear that now then?
No,
Or just
you
me?
actually hear it in your head.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, you think that won't work.
And the imp turns.
Well, that was no fun.
What do you mean? What just happened?
You're testing my patience, boy.
What information do you know about this creature and its capabilities that you've been keeping from us?
And why did you ask it? Did you ask it to do what it just did?
Absolutely not. What are you talking about?
The wording you used while talking to that little piece of shit was, you said, try it, or I dare you, something along those lines.
Yeah, I thought he couldn't because I didn't think it came from him.
What?
I hold the book. This power.
Yes.
I cast through him, but he's still like a puppet of some god that I don't know yet. He speaks. Hold on.
Did you say a puppet of a god?
I told you guys about this earlier. It was like the first day we were here. I had read about divine beasts. He fits the description.
Right. What just happened to us is what I'm asking you. That is what I'm asking.
Takamaris.
The
creature can do it at any point.
Yes, it's an illusion. The same thing that plagued my town until I took the book and left.
Alright.
And he hasn't done it since then.
No, it just hasn't happened since. So I didn't.
Because you've been moving.
I guess he's
But it can harm you. It can harm you? Or does it also harm itself by harming you? Are you connected?
Yclad wasn't affected like you two were.
Yeah, it doesn't affect
But
me.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general.
Well, I don't know. He hasn't tried to harm me, and I haven't tried to harm him.
Interesting.
Look at how mad he is.
If he gets hit, do you get hurt as well?
I love it. He's so interesting looking at him grimace.
As far as I know, that's how it works.
Look at her.
So you've bound yourself to him in some way.
Yesterday, he said that I'll cook you. He said
I'm gonna taste lovely.
that he's been draining my life force this whole time. And I thought he was just being catty.
Did you read the book when you signed it?
It just had spells in it.
It's true. But there was a contract you couldn't see.
Isn't that always how it
Not
works?
training much from you, don't be such a prick.
Can you please relay what is happening?
Picking up some words.
When I... Wait, from him?
What?
Answer my question first.
He's saying when I picked up the book, I signed a contract.
Alright. Did she sign a contract? Ask him that.
When they write their names for the sending spell, do they sign a contract?
Tell him exactly what I say. I'm gonna enjoy watching him eat his own shit. And I'm glad his race is dead.
He says no because I can scrub away anyone's name at any time.
Yclad.
And you hear, eat shit.
Everyone and their mom has been testing Takamaris today.
Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. When people sign their name on that page. It's for that spell specifically.
What's the name of that man?
That's what I meant to say.
Awkward yet.
If I'm actually going to be leaving for a significant amount of time,
I like him.
would you? That's nice. Would you sign your name as well, so I don't just have to relay to Vivian? I don't know, in case you all are doing
It's
something
too
different.
much.
It's too much.
No
It's too
offense,
late
Yclad,
for that.
but I'm not putting my name on that thing.
Okay, well then I hope.
Tell him not to be afraid. I like him. There's no contract.
That's not reassuring.
Why? I like you.
Really?
Of course I do. You saved your town. I like that.
Yeah, well, it's a real love-hate relationship, isn't it?
No, with me. I hate these. In my bones, I just don't like him. I don't know why.
Why don't you work on that? Okay. Well,
Noise in the kitchen.
So is it that you can't stay somewhere for more than 3 days, or he has to know where we're going next?
he has to know where we're going next.
Does he have like an ultimate goal? Of somewhere, an end destination? Are you trying to get somewhere?
I am trying to get somewhere.
Is he trying to get somewhere? Sorry.
No.
Does your
Seems like
father
he is.
does your father know how to sever the connection between the two of you?
Your father didn't even read me. Or read the book. I'm not the book.
I would hope so.
He doesn't know shit. Your father was a dumbass.
Yclad took on this burden to save his family. I think we can talk to him like he's not a villain.
See, that's why I like him.
Especially coming from you two.
My father was.
I can understand taking on questionable power in
Do you
order to
not
achieve
see
one's
him?
goals. I can understand
father
that.
was.
I
You're
just
gonna
mean that
take
I
this.
just watched you. The mind is a very delicate thing, and having one's mind taken away from you.
He'd be talked down to by a necromancer.
I'm not
Oh, we're
blaming.
talking across the table. It's
I'm not
fine.
blaming the child. What I'm saying is that from the wording that was used right before that happened, seems like the child didn't give a fuck that it was going to happen. He let it happen.
He said he
knew
didn't know it
going
was
to happen.
going to happen. He said it hadn't happened until I seen
What
no
a
reason not to
spider
believe
fucker
him.
has to say.
But something happened.
Licking
And he
little
knew it could have
spooks.
happened.
And it was stupid to goad it.
Sure. Yes. And it was stupid to call his bluff. You're right.
But
it
it
was a gamble
wasn't
that I took, and I lost.
Malicious.
Then
It was
that is fine.
stupid, but it wasn't malicious.
Probably laying with spiders in the night. Whispering sweet nothings in his ears.
It's hard to lose control of your mind to do terrible things to yourself.
You're gonna be lectured by a
That's
necromancer.
it. And I understand that because I force other things to do it.
Probably a bit of a necrophiliac, that one. I can see it.
So you can understand why somebody would be a little bit
Looks lonely
Absolutely.
enough.
cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
What are
sorry
you
that
gonna do
happened.
about it?
Very sorry.
And if it's not your fault and you didn't ask for it, I can understand that. Sometimes the consequences of the paths we choose are unpleasant. I know that more than
It
anyone.
wasn't you that went down when the hags
Same.
fought. It was him. He's talking down here like he wasn't face down in the mud.
Just
Didn't you heal him? Wasn't it me that healed him? And he's talking to you like you're
And
nothing.
the way we mitigate it from happening again is I leave tomorrow night.
And in the future, you can just tell us when he's going to be doing something like this,
yes,
so
be
we
more
can help
open.
you.
Okay.
Where they get their power from? How dare they talk down to you? The oath-breaker of a goddess of torture and death talking to you. And a woman who gets her power robbed from mortal.
Sorry, he's just being a bit annoying.
I'm sure.
We,
Just be more open, and then we will be fine. I am just angry at the situation.
I'd like
I'm
to
more
see his
angry
belly
because
open.
I don't want to kill that thing and have it kill you, or vice versa.
And the imp jumps down, elongates its neck.
Oh, son, no.
I do not want to kill you.
Son, no.
What is he saying?
Do it. Do it.
Oh.
just warn us as if he's going to do that again. So we can mitigate that at least.
Yep, yeah. I'll be more transparent.
And he
And we
turns into a rat.
and
Climbs.
I'm gonna grab him and I shove him in my bag.
we'll keep an eye out for a way to fix this problem.
I don't think you can know that. I have some people to talk to.
Good.
Go talk to them.
Would I know that if you put like magic things in lead boxes, it like
Make an Arcana check.
You found the lead box, didn't you, in the wall?
I didn't know why.
He did not.
I didn't explain it? God, I'm a dick.
I think you might have done it in passing.
13.
13? You did. Vivian mentioned possibly away from prying eyes of divination. And I'll say with a 13, it's a pretty commonly known aspect of magic.
We also read it in Rocket's journal.
Yes. And, well, and also in a letter. Well, he didn't read that, but yeah. He didn't read you'd have to be surrounded in a casket of lead not to find it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. He didn't read that.
Yes.
In Vivian's head, then I'll say, maybe we should think about getting him a special box to keep that book.
And in my head, I will say that might be worth a try if we can deal with the consequences of it not working. It's a good idea.
Again, you only know that it keeps out divination. Not no other type of magic.
Whoa. Do I know that it doesn't keep out of the
You don't know. The only magic that you know that it keeps out is divination.
In my head, I'll also say, I do remember the artificer saying something about anti-magic. It would probably be extremely expensive, but it might be worth it. Although I don't know if it counts for something divine? Or whatever this is based out of.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out, but I don't know where my magic comes from, so... I guess I'm just lucky it hasn't tried to kill a town yet.
I'd be curious to find that out too, but I suppose that's for another time. Until it tries to kill a town, it's not as pressing. Okay, you need to go talk to people.
Yeah. I'll see you later.
Thank you for telling us.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
Water's Pout.
Water's Pout. What are you three doing?
I'm going to Golden Foot.
The
Golden
Magnanimous, Magnificent.
That one.
I'll join.
So you three are going there.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to call it
God.
for the night.
Damn. We can't really get through one
shit.
single session. I was like, oh, it's going to be the 8 o'clock thing that'll fuck us all up from the fun times. Nope. It was the rat.
He's a bat too
Rat. Rat bastard, as you said.
Thank you all for joining us. If you're just tuning in a bit later, the abridged episodes, shorter, easier to catch up on, are on our YouTube, as well as every single full episode. If you want to go on our website, there are links to the playlists on our website, to the full and abridged episodes, as well as all handouts and goodies that rest there.
Crunchy.
Same as the
Gross.
Same as Hector Dollhouse's journal and the first chapter of the Alchemy book. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you on Saturday, this Saturday, for a one-shot for the second part of Dina Ingley's one-shot, horror one-shot. So join us for that. And then next week, on Saturday, we will be back to regular scheduled programming of Realm of the Chaos King, Saturday, 6 p.m. See you then.
Love you. Love you, bye.
Bye.